All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for yet another Throwback Thursday on the channel. We have a special one for you guys today, as we will be watching the 1992 Hooters 500 at the old Atlanta Motor Speedway. Not even the old Atlanta that we saw for about the past couple decades before the repaved reconfiguration to the super speedway it is now, but back when it was shaped similar to Homestead Miami Speedway is currently. A very similar circuit at that. It was a fun racetrack, and this was a fun race. An all-time classic for sure. This puts the Throwback Thursday to good state. We had a lot of tough races to pick from. I probably put that choice very difficult for you guys, but unanimously at 62% of the votes, with well over 100 votes casted once again this week for the Throwback Thursday stream, you guys wanted me to rewatch this 1992 Hooters 500. Now, I was not born in this year, so therefore I did not see this race live. I have seen most of this race before, so I do have a pretty good idea of what happens. I'm not sure exactly what laps are around there. Certain things transpire in the race, but once they happen, I will have known that actually happened. So I'm pretty well detailed with the significance of this race. So going in, just to break it down for you guys, there were 6 drivers who mathematically had a chance at the championship coming into this race. So there's that to look out for based off the points format, because it is the season finale. It is the championship race, and it's not the playoff system that we have now. It was a season-long points format at the time, for those of you wondering, maybe some newer fans to the sport. So 6 drivers had a shot at the championship going in. There's been no race quite like this ever since. It was also Richard Petty's final career NASCAR race. This is the oldest race that we are going to watch on the Throwback Thursday so far. Up to this point, the oldest race I've watched on the Throwback Thursday live streams was the 1994 Daytona 500. So this is the first time I'll watch a race from start to finish with Richard Petty in it, believe it or not. And then this is also Jeff Gordon's first career NASCAR race as well. So you have Jeff Gordon's first career NASCAR race, you have Richard Petty's final career NASCAR race, and then you have 6 drivers going for the championship at the end of the day. Bill Elliott, I believe, came in as the points leader. Alan Kulwicki, Davy Allison, those are probably the 3 favorites for the championship. The other 3 drivers that have a chance in the mix, I know Kyle Petty has a chance at the championship still. I think Ernie Irvan has a chance at the championship still. You'll have to correct me. No, it wouldn't be Ernie Irvan. Man, you guys would have to correct me if I'm wrong on any of these. Does Dale Earnhardt have a chance at the championship? I feel like I'm wrong on that. I honestly can't remember who the 6 drivers were off the top of my head. I remember Kyle Petty had one. I think he was the longest shot out. I think he was 6th in points going in. I think basically as soon as the race started, he was technically out of it. But going into the race weekend, I think he had a chance. But needless to say, let's just get into the stream. I'm sure that they'll be able to cover most of it for you guys and refresh my memory as well as everybody else's.
Lineup right after this.
Now, this does show action through the commercials. We're going to try to skim this as best as we possibly can. I did want to show you guys the parade laps again because it is Richard Petty's final NASCAR race. This is the raw satellite feed on SMIFF TV's YouTube channel. Is there no audio? Confused.
Apache helicopters hover over Atlanta Motor Speedway as we get set for the Hooters.
Now the 21-year-old, I think it's fantastic that Jeff Gordon is running his first race when Richard Petty is running his last race.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in the testing that they had down here last week, Jeff Gordon did achieve a lap over 181 miles.
I have to pause it. I'll let it go back to the starting lineup. There's no audio. I have the audio in there up. Oh, I'm muted. Not sure how that happened. That scared me for a second. I was like, this video has no audio. How are we going to watch the race?
The cars are warming up on pit lane.
Patrick Chadley, Davion West, Noah Coleman, Rick Wade Selinsky also welcome into the stream.
Now, here is the die-hard starting lineup.
Dale had a bad 1992 season. Finish outside the top 10 points, bounce back well though. Yeah, he did win the title in 93. Rick Mast on the pole.
Gold Classic Racing, car number 1. will be Brett Bodine in the number 26 Quaker State Ford. The second row, the defending Winston Cup champion Dale Earnhardt in the GM Goodrich Chevrolet, car number 3.
6 contenders: Elliott, Davy Allison, Kyle Petty. Oh yeah, Ernie Irvan did have a shot. Okay. I thought Ernie Irvan had a chance. I was starting to second guess myself because I remembered he was in the 4 car. Because obviously then the next season he'd be in the 28. But I was thinking for whatever reason, I'm like, wait, maybe he wasn't as good yet at that time. We'll find out here shortly. I wasn't thinking about Mark Martin though for whatever reason. I blanked on him. It's crazy how they're going through all these. Looks like they're going through the entire starting lineup just single like this, spotlighting each driver individually, at least through the top 6 rows. So the top 6 rows got their own entrance, I guess.
The 8th row, it's Rusty Wallace and the Miller Genuine Draft.
Let me know if you guys can hear the audio all right. ESPN, by the way, on the broadcast for this race. Second ESPN race we're watching. The other ESPN race we watched was actually 2 weeks ago, the first ever Las Vegas Cup race. Oh, Petty started deep in the field, too.
Jeff Gordon, who will be making his first Winston Cup start here today, will go from inside row number 11.
Jeff Gordon has been one of the fastest cars in practice. They were down here last week practicing. Jeff Gordon was fast. He's been fast Friday and Saturday, so maybe we could see something now.
Be sure to leave a like on the stream and also subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you are new.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
sit back and
the
relax.
testing that they had down here last week, Jeff Gordon did achieve a lap over 181 miles an hour, but he had a few problems in his original qualifying.
There he is.
Took the second day qualifying.
Final start for Richard Petty.
Second day qualifier. We have a true oval that we're racing on here this afternoon, kind of unlike most other tracks on the NASCAR Winston Cup circuit of this size, at least. It's 1.5 miles in length. The pole speed is 180.183, a time of 30.409 seconds. We'll go 328
field separation 0.8 of a second from first to last in qualifying. Honestly, on 1.5 miles, that's not bad. It actually seems like it's pretty condensed, to be completely honest.
Each straightaway a quarter mile, and there we see pit road, only one pit road on the front straightaway at the start-finish line. There's turns 1 and 2. Once again, a half-mile long bank, 24 degrees. Same thing for 3 and 4. So the drivers, we can see the banking at 24 degrees. The straightaways are banked 5 degrees. And Bob, this is a tough racetrack physically on the drivers because of being in the corner so much.
All the drivers will say it's one of the toughest tracks because you are turning almost constantly. The Apache helicopters continue to hover overhead as the field now begins to get in formation. Richard Petty, as he has done at every race this year on the Fan of
Oh, I didn't realize he did that every single race. I didn't realize he was leading the parade lap every race during the season. I mean, they know, obviously up to this point, unanimously, he was the greatest of all time. It's up for debate now, but at this time, Dale Sr. was closing in on it, but he still had another 7-8 years of his career left.
He is going through the banking in turns number 3 and 4. There's Sterling Marlin in the Maxwell House for car number 22. He
didn't even have all of his championship wins yet either.
For us here this afternoon.
Yeah, I got you. There's Martin's car. Car number 6, Bob car camera.
Morgan Shepherd will have the roof cam. That ought to be fun.
That'll be fantastic. And what a crowd we have. Look at the fans. Waving the drivers as they go down the front straightaway. Now Richard will fall back into his starting position as he said.
The Apache helicopters now in their hover and begin to chase the field as it goes around this 1.5-mile oval.
Looks like the race car could win this race.
It is quite a spectacle, though, to see all of this pre-race activity and to end the season on this tremendous note. It's been a great season, but to think that we have 6 drivers eligible to win the championship, depending upon what happens in the next 300.
I'm curious to see what the coverage is like of this race and how good it is. My gosh, that helicopter's low. Oh my god.
There's hardly any altitude at all, is there?
Look at how close it is to the stands in the car.
Down the back stretch, now moving up a little bit to clear the grandstands as they fly by us.
My God.
When I said they might win this race, I meant when the race cars are up to full speed.
Look how low it is.
That's right. But the fans are loving it. There isn't a single person gathered here this afternoon who is seated. Everybody is up. Everybody
Wow,
is
total purse,
anticipating the start of the race, and
$778.
there's
That's
a
less than the
list
total
wide.
Xfinity Series purse today. 1992. That's crazy. It wasn't even that long. I mean, 1992 doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
Win is worth $15,200.
It's crazy how far the sport's come.
That's the total purse.
The total purse.
Just in 32 years, 31 years.
Not too bad. And we're also racing for
31
the
years,
Winston
it's
Cup Point Fund, which is worth
come a long
$3
ways.
million. So
I feel like that's like a purse for like an average truck race or so now.
One of 6 drivers. There's the in-car camera with the king, Richard Petty. He's fallen back into 30.
Sport wouldn't even be able to function properly
We will get this
today's economy if that was all they were making for a cup race for the total purse.
okay, guys. So he and Davy Allison. Of course, Richard, I don't think he's showing his emotion the way that Davy is. You could tell that Davy, I talked to him earlier, he really is nervous.
It's kind of unusual to hear a driver admit that he is nervous before a race. But if
Petty didn't run a full season?
They tell me they go with race drivers. At this point,
I'm not sure if he did or not
he's within a
in
half lap
'92.
of going green. He's forgotten all that and is calmed down now.
I honestly don't know that answer.
The Apache helicopters salute the field now as they fly over the infield. They will be going
Maybe he just failed to qualify for some of the races.
turn, and all eyes will then be
speed.
focused upon the field.
I don't know how it worked back in the day. I don't know if in 1992 they had champions provisional or
Rick
not.
Mast winning his very first pole position.
I feel like they
in
did, but
Winston Cup competition.
can't guarantee that.
Had led a lap in 1992, but not Rick Mast. He has not led a race since.
Look how narrow the front stretch is too, with how close the pit wall is. It's almost like Indy.
Quite a shock when Rick Mast won the pole position on qualifying Friday afternoon.
All right, let's get to racing.
Rises to its feet, salutes the field as it comes down. The green flag waves, and the Hooters 500 is underway.
The battle for bonus points is on from right now. He did run the full season. I would have thought he did. Oh man, I wasn't expecting that already. Earnhardt tagging? Oh, that's a terrible hit. I honestly don't remember that at all. Oh my god. Was that Rick Mast that got absolutely walloped by another car coming in?
Elliott got through.
I forgot to race it back to the line too. They're racing back to the line and there's a mess in turn 1. Look at this. Like 4 wide come back to the line at like 3/4 speed.
Rick Mast, the pole sitter, is heavily
Earnhardt tagged him. It looked like Earnhardt tagged whoever. I think it was Brett Bodine. See, this is exactly why the Bodines and the Earnhardts didn't get along. Because even on a mile and a half, they find a way to get together.
After they had completed just one.
That was a hard hit, too. I mean, it was a hard hit into the wall, but it was another hard hit. I don't know who it was that came down and hit him. Was it Michael Waltrip? It was a bright yellow car.
And then Brett's car got out from under him.
That hit right there was pretty hard. But then he came back. That was Bodine. They came back down the track. He gets nailed. This guy right here.
Who is that yellow car? Is that 41?
I believe it
Oh,
is.
Hut Strickland in the 41.
You see Kyle Petty going right.
I couldn't see the number from afar. It was a yellow car. The only ones I could think of were Waltrip and Irvin, but Irvin was towards the front.
Takes all the cushion
I mean, Earnhardt basically got into him. That was all Dale Earnhardt there.
Ran right up under Brett Bodine, which
On lap 2 of all things that have happened, too.
and the cushion was gone from the outside.
It did not take long. Looked like he tried to take it 3 wide. He just clipped him right in the left rear.
Ring overhead.
You wouldn't think that, like, Dale Earnhardt would make a move like that on a mile and a half. Man, that's a hard hit.
Contact
That second car barely missed it. He was hitting all the debris. I didn't realize there were more cars spinning behind it, too. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I didn't realize there was like 2 other cars. Look at how torn up that car is.
Remember now, we have
On a mile and a half, too.
Alan Kulwicki and Bill Elliott. There is Elliott right behind Morgan Shepherd. All 3 of those cars appear to be okay and did not get involved in the second lap accident here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I didn't remember that at all. I'm not going to lie. That caught me off guard. Lap 2. Yeah, see, I'll skip this stuff. I'll just skip back to the restart. Because this stream's like 4 hours.
Will lead them down for the restart. Ernie Irvin will go from
Think
second
they'll be
position.
going green this time. Yeah.
Lights on top of the pace car are out. Look at how close it was for Dale Earnhardt.
I mean, he basically touched. Even if he didn't touch him, he was like, you can't get that close.
Yeah, if Brett's car had slid just inches to the inside, to the outside, they would have elected Earnhardt. Dale, by the way, only looking for his second.
Just wanted to rattle this cage.
Season, and
A mile and a half.
looking to get into the top 10 in the point standings. He goes
Whoa,
into
Princeton beat Arizona.
position. And so he's trying to make the
That
top
busted
10.
my
So
bracket.
that, among other things, his expenses to the bank went in.
And March Madness watching. I have a parlay going on right now.
Made by NASCAR. Here's the green flag.
Or round robin specifically. I had to go 6 for 8, and I lost these last 2 games. As long as Arkansas doesn't blow it, I'll win. Something. I'll break even. Kind of scoreboard watching while I'm trying to keep more of my focus on the race so I don't miss anything. Bill McCracken, thanks for tuning in. Mellow yellow card's the best paint scheme in NASCAR, bar none. It's definitely a classic. I don't know if it's the best Kyle Petty scheme. That Hot Wheels car. That number 44 Hot Wheels car is definitely up there in my books. Uncle Turner, welcome into the stream also. Yeah, I think I had Arizona in the Elite 8, honestly. I had Charleston in the Sweet 16. I started off 5 for 5 because I had Furman beating Virginia. That was a wacky finish of that game. Man, that is some close racing right. Oh, man. Looked like he about squeezed him into the wall. There might have been contact. I don't know how Bill Elliott was able to stay in front of him, honestly. That's pretty impressive they didn't wreck each other there. You couldn't tell there was a championship on the line. Oh, that's tough.
But his neck is very stiff. He's complaining of a stiff neck, so they are taking him by ambulance to a local hospital, mostly as a precautionary measure. Now, Brett Bodine is still
taking Hutch Strickland to the hospital after being involved in that last accident. That was a hard hit. Neck stiffness.
1992 season on a very sour note, but he has great hopes for 1993, so he'll be involved with the junior concept.
I mean, he was definitely on throttle when he hit him. He ARCA braked it into. Oh my gosh, they're wrecking again. How did Morgan Shepherd not wreck? I mean, he was all over Derek Cope. I mean, there was definitely contact, and they somehow didn't wreck. These guys are racing like it's the last lap of the championship for everybody. And they make it seem like everybody's racing for the championship today. That's not the case. Morgan Shepherd's not racing for a championship, as far as I know. Hot Wheels was close. At least you're willing to admit it was literally a fire paint scheme. It had flames on it. You put flames on a race car, it instantly gets bumped up into the top 10 at the end.
Same kind of a situation as Brett Bodine and Rick Mast.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't wreck.
No cushion for Morgan Shepherd. That car's on the outside.
Right in front of Alan Kulwicki. and Bill Elliott was like right on the outside of it. He could have taken out both of them. He lost control. You're doing racing the two guys going for the championship like that.
He continues to hang on to the lead with Earnhardt running in second position. Right behind him, Jeff Bodine is in fourth position. Ernie Irvin is 10th in the point standings, so Earnhardt won.
Kurt Shelmerdine is retiring from the pit box on this race. Oh, okay. I didn't realize this was the last year he was. I mean, it's understandable, though. I know Earnhardt went through a lot of crew chief changes. Didn't he win championships with 4 separate crew chiefs? Of the 7? Finishing outside the top 10 in points under Dale Earnhardt. I can see why there's a change of last season. Put your Petty back in 30th.
185th NASCAR Winston Cup race when he is 61 years old. Now, Bill Elliott is side by side with his teammate, Sterling Marlin. That's a battle for 6th position.
And if Junior calls Sterling, tell him to come back on. I don't think he will.
Junior will not, let's make it Sterling Marlin will not be on the championship next year. This is his final race with the Junior Johnson team.
You know, it'd be like what Dick Davy said in the drivers' meeting this morning. Les Richter, the competition director for all of NASCAR, introduced Dick Davy. Of course, this is Dick Davy's last race as the competition director for the Winston Cup Series. And he said...
Wow, that was a big closing rate right in the middle of the corner.
Said, here's my boss.
Look how close those cars are all underneath each other.
There is Davy Allison and Alan Kulwicki.
So this is 1-2. Kulwicki second in the Winston Cup standings. Davy Allison leading. Kulwicki took off like he had a good race car, like he was going to the front. He now is mired down and really can't make the passes.
And Davy's car doesn't appear to be that much affected by the damage to the left rear.
He seems to be able to run with the crowd, okay?
There is Bill Elliott and Sterling Marlin. Sterling is 6th, Bill is 7th.
Yeah, most of the championship competitors are a little deeper in the field starting-wise. Other than Ernie Irvin, who's out leading right now. He's doing his job. He needs help. More help than what he's got.
Fourth is Terry Labonte. Third is Jeff Bodine. Second is Earnhardt, and the leader is Ernie Irvin.
Parents went to Daytona International Speedway to get stuff. What are they getting at Daytona?
24 laps out of 328 have been completed in the Hooters 500 here in Atlanta. We'll be back with more live coverage after this. Come directly back to Jerry. Okay. Alrighty.
Moving through the commercial break for you guys.
There's no point in taking too much chances right now.
Again, the stream is over 4 hours in length, so trying to condense it down just a little bit.
Davy could have done a slight push just coming off the corner. Otherwise, Davy said, hey guys, we might have gotten very, very lucky. Let's check in down with John Kernan at the hospital. John? Well,
At the hospital?
Good news for Brett Bodine. Kenny Bernstein, his car owner, just told me moments ago that he is okay, but they will take him to the hospital to check out his head. Kenny said that Brett took a pretty hard hit on his head. They think he's okay. They just want him to go to the hospital just to make sure.
Man, they got both Hut Strickland and Brett Bodine.
So the two drivers that we had medical concern about, Hut Strickland and
Both going to the hospital.
apparently not seriously injured.
Yeah, not serious, but
Taken to a local hospital. That because of the accident that
That's
occurred
crazy.
in turn number 1 at the beginning of lap number 2.
I didn't know of that, honestly. All the things in this race, I didn't know of that.
And Davy Allison not that many cars in front of him. Davy trying to get by Jerry Cope.
Sounded like the update on Brett Bodine was a little bit better. Probably has a concussion. Just weren't really diagnosing that, I guess, as much back in 1992, if at all.
We saw the damage to the rear of
I was going to say, it looks like there's damage on the left rear of Davy Allison's car.
the race. Part of the
The
score.
corner panel's kind of flared out quite a bit over the left rear tire.
That was Mickey Gibbs' car. Here comes Nowicki trying to get by Sterling Marlin, the Maxwell's car. And he makes the pass. The part of Mickey Gibbs' corner came off when he went down the corner and around he went.
Just over 20 people watching here, really going to the stream yet. Appreciate it.
Those problems, but he
Hit the like button. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content.
the Hamlin Ford.
So Wiki just took 7th position from Sterling Marlin. Riding with Sterling now.
It's kind of cool looking in the in-car cam just back in 1992. The lack of electronic dash like there is now. We're so spoiled looking at the in-car like every 20 laps or so over a race broadcast now, and it's just a bunch of lights flashing. It's so dark in there.
Out of the pack to try to pass the Kevin Gordon 24 car.
And Mark Martin has gotten by Davy
Back in
Allison.
1992.
He has passed him. He is marching towards the front. Fast in that 6th battling
Like they were racing in a cave.
blue and white car.
Caves with engines.
This Mark Martin seems to have one of the fastest cars on the track now. He's
Stu Isaac, thanks for tuning in also.
Yeah, those cars have run side by side. Derek Cope and Kyle Petty for about 4 laps now. Mark just doesn't have
Indeed.
anywhere to go. Doesn't know which one
I mean, it didn't help that Hut Strickland basically ARCA braked it into Brett Bodine. He's definitely on the gas hoping to miss him, and he didn't miss him. Oh, man. What a move by Mark Martin. Yeah, Kyle Petty got a little loose trying to pass Derek Cope and slipped up. I think Cope's holding these guys up. I feel like they've been stacked up behind Derek Cope for a while. There's a giant gap in front of them. Dirty air is a problem even back in 1992, ladies and gentlemen. We'll never completely get away from it. So track position is so important. As well as speed.
Davey tries to go by the outside of Kyle Petty.
I am curious to see all the different lines they run, though, as this race goes on. Back in 1992, exactly, if the cars were able to run up a little higher near the wall. I've noticed there are cars running the top. I don't know if that's
Now he's trying to get by
intentional or
Petty.
not.
Is he going to have any more luck than Kyle Petty did? Let's see.
Cope is having a good run, and maybe he has something to prove. He is packed with the Whitcomb team in 93. Now, this pack that we're watching is about a half a lap behind those running up front, including Ernie Irvin, Dale Earnhardt, and
These guys are a half a lap behind the leaders already. We're not that far in the race. I think Derek Cope really is holding these guys up. They're in the top 10, I think. I mean, we're probably, 30, 40 laps in? We're not that far into the race. He's got a half a lap on him. Mark Martin finally got around Cope.
Three of those cars that you see
Hang it up, Derek.
in the top 6 in the Winter Cup point standings. Mark Martin, Kyle Petty, and Davey Allison.
Best season of your Cup career is behind you.
Kyle Petty, the green and black car on the bottom.
Joking, of course. Derek Cope was a serviceable driver in the 90s.
those that are running up front. And there is King Richard Petty.
About to go a lap.
Man, look at that. Richard Petty. I thought he was going to go lap down to that corner. Dale Earnhardt had a mass amount of speed on him. That's got to be strange, though, knowing you're the greatest of all time at what you do, and then, the last
They found that high groove about 15 laps
half a dozen years of his career, he was like one of the worst on track every weekend. Like, it's crazy. I mean, he's honestly similar to Jimmy Johnson his last couple of years in the Cup Series, but it's sad to watch. It's hard to like tell somebody new in the sport, like, oh yeah, that's the greatest of all time right there, and they're just like running 20th, getting lapped every race. Like, that's the greatest of all time. Well, he is, yeah. He's just past his prime. Why is he still out there? I don't know. Collecting checks, living his dream. The usual. Once a commercial again. And Bill Elliott really ran these guys down. Definitely seems like he has the best long-run car. Back when tweaking cars and equipment was expected, yeah. Alright, Arkansas's up with 2 minutes to go by 5. Hang on to it, boys. I win my first bet of the March Madness tournament. Hang on to it. Man, if Princeton didn't upset Arizona, I'd win so much more, too. Kind of sucks. I had Charleston over San Diego State. That didn't work. I'll try it again later. Try to go 8 for 8 in the nightcap. I mean, 6 of 8's a good start. How many races did Jeff Gordon run in 92? This is it. Yep. This is his first career start. Last race of the season.
And they're the leaders, so Davy almost exactly a half mile out down.
Wow. Side by side for second. As soon as he got side by side with the 4, it's amazing how quickly they fell back from Earnhardt. I mean, there was instantly about a 3 to 4 car length gap. And up until that point, the 4 was right on the back of the 3 for a handful of laps. Oh boy, Davy barely clear. I think Marlin probably cut him a little bit of slack. Yeah, this is the last race. 6 drivers going for the championship. They come to the conclusion those drivers would be Davy Allison, Bill Elliott, Alan Kulwicki, Mark Martin, Kyle Petty, and Ernie Irvin.
Running 2 distinct different grooves around the racetrack. Earnhardt high on the racetrack. 09 on the bottom. They can run around this racetrack and never touch. They run almost the top speed in both. Morgan
Shepherd fell way back. He's was up there racing with Bill Elliott earlier, and he was back to 17th. Dark Crypto, welcome into the stream. I don't think Earnhardt's as fast as the 2 cars behind him, personally. I think that track position's helping him out. If he has a bad pit stop, I feel like it's going to be tough for him to get back to the lead.
Guys, Richard Childress just told me a minute ago that Earnhardt radioed the crew because he thinks he may have broken a valve spring.
Well, that doesn't help.
It's beginning to flutter a little bit, not running as strong.
May have broken a valve
He's
spring.
running awfully well because the car is starting to flutter a little more. We won't know when they make their first pit stop, which should be in about 6 or 7 laps.
Oh. I was beginning to wonder when we were going to see pit stops. They've been going green for a little while, but there's your answer. About 6 or 7 laps, we'll see green flag stops.
The first thing you break is a valve spring.
We'll watch this situation very closely regarding the driver who now leads the Hooters 500, Dale Earnhardt. We'll be back with more in just a moment at Atlanta.
They got to come back from break. I saw the pit stops. We're keeping it here. We'll watch the pit stops. Oh, there they go. I was expecting them to cut back from break. Oh, Earnhardt's out of gas. Man. They mistimed that. That was a slight miscalculation. Rusty Wallace is stuck behind him. Earnhardt's out of gas. You can definitely tell he's going way slower on pit road. Going way slower on pit road. Rusty was held behind him.
Trying to get the car refired, and now it's quiet. Can you believe the luck that Dale Earnhardt has had in 1992? The Goodrich crew goes to work.
Even the gas cans look kind of weird. Look how small they are. They look short and stocky with a long nozzle. Santiago Kid, thanks for tuning in. Uh-oh, we saw it. Hey, that was another Earnhardt. Oh my gosh. There he goes. Oh, Michael Waltrip. Look out! Everybody's racing back to the flag. He backed it into the wall. It looked like there was damage on the right rear. Left front's flat. I don't know if that caused the spin or not. Earnhardt's going to be trapped a lap down. That's terrible timing caution for Dale Earnhardt. He was leading into green flag pit stops, and now he's going to be trapped a lap down with this caution. He's got loose. Yep, there it is. Backed it into the wall, and I think he blew. Yeah, there it goes. I was going to say he probably blew it when he was spinning because he was still up right there. And, man, that was a pretty drastic tire blowout. Whoa, Mikey. Oh, brother.
That helps him close the gap. Trying to win his second Winston Cup championship. There he is, Bill Elliott, leading the race. Second is Alan Kulwicki.
Now then, when they make a pit stop, will Davy stay on the racetrack, lead the race, and get 5 bonus points? Will Kulwicki? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. They're going to be giving up a lot of track position.
I know they are. Let's see how this plays out. Well, don't you know these radios are going back and forth. What do we do? Hey, guys, make that call. I'm not going to. Here comes Bill. Here comes Alan.
Pit stops.
See what Davy does. Davy's to the inside.
Crazy all the championship guys stayed out. Smart move, obviously. Did Ernie Irvin pit? I know Earnhardt pitted, obviously. Rusty pitted.
Very slowly down pit.
I think Ernie Irvin hit pit road early, too, because I don't see him up here at all.
All these cars that you see coming down pit road have not pitted. Jerry Punch, here they come.
And Alan Kulwicki's Hooters crew will go to work on that car. Car number 7 on the bottom of your screen. You're watching the Havlin crew on the top of your screen. 2 competing teams trying to win a race and win a shift. Watching the halfway through now. Right side. Tires already going on. Left side. Lug nuts coming off. They have fueled the car. They have yet to work on that body damage on the left rear of the Haslam car. Meanwhile, Wookie cannot get his car in gear. Finally gets in gear. Car number 11.
Davy, I was saying it looked like Davy was on pit road a lot longer. Slow stop on the 28. They had a lot of guys lined up back behind the car. I wonder if he was having problems trying to fire off out of his pit box. Arkansas by 7. Let's go.
Elliott was the first to get off pit road.
And Kyle Petty, according to my calculations here, gentlemen, is the only driver of the 6 who are in the points chase who has made a green flag pit stop. He was coming out of the pits just as the caution was coming out.
Certainly it hurt Kyle Petty's chances of winning the championship here this afternoon. But again, we've got a long way to go as the second caution waves over Atlanta Motor Speedway.
All right, let's fast forward to the restart.
No, they can't start them this way. See what happened? There were some of those drivers.
Yeah, definitely not going to restart him that time. Oh, that's too far. It's too far. There we go. Oh, lap cars from the inside of the lead lap cars.
You wouldn't believe the guy running about 10th is leading the race, but that's what's happening. Bill Elliott is the leader, and all these cars in front of him now leading laps down, trying to fill the hill in the lead lap.
So Earnhardt got back on the lead lap.
And once again, yes, that's playing into Bill Elliott's hands. Remember in the spring, he did not have the best car here, but he won the race because he's strict control.
Bill Elliott's the race leader.
Admittedly, Bill Elliott had about a 7th or 8th place finish car, but he played it very smart. He and the Junior Johnson team, they stayed out as long as they could, caught the yellow that they needed, and that allowed Bill Elliott to win one of his 4.
If Jeff Gordon's not a lap down. The fact he's in 4th in his first career start is very telling. Hey, this Jeff guy looks pretty good. Oh, you got it. Yeah, he led that lap. He led that lap by nose, and he almost got into him. Golly. It's amazing. Every car washes up the track in the center of the corner, and then they're able to kind of dive it back down off the exit. See Kowicki going up the track a little bit again. And Dale Jarrett sailed it off into the corner to get by Cope. Cope is so slow. He was kind of holding everybody up earlier, and now he's a lap down. He's holding them up again. Who?
You're exactly right, Bob. I was talking with his car on the wheel.
Talking about Davy?
He said the car was great, everything was great. The only thing that worried him, Harry had been sick all weekend with the flu. During that last caution period after making the pit stop, Harry radioed back in and said, hey, you might want to think about going and finding my Skoll teammate Rick Mast to see if he will relief drive for me if it gets to that point. But complicating that factor is the fact that Rick is finally out his car put back together, and Rick is back out there on the racetrack. So Harry's hanging with it right now. There's no relief driver yet who's reported to the pit area, but we will keep you apprised of the situation.
I was unaware of this. They talk about... I'm assuming they're talking about Davy. I didn't realize he had the flu in this race. He was a trooper this season. This is par for the course, him having the flu in the championship race in '92, the way his season went. Getting injured and still racing through it multiple times. There we go, Arkansas won. Let's go. I mean, you know, I'm surprised they didn't say Kulwicki led a lap because it looked like he led that time too. He led earlier by about half a car length, and then Elliott was able to clear him the next corner. Talking about Harry Gant. Okay. I was going to say, they said school teammate. School bandit teammate. That's going to be tough, though, to have the flu. I don't know how warm it is. I mean, it's late in the season, so it can't be too hot in the cars in this race specifically. But could you imagine if it was like a midsummer race where it's like 90 degrees? You're having to worry about having the flu on top of it. That'd be miserable. Oh, my God. That's the second time those two have almost gotten together. And I think both times Mark Martin made a 3-wide move, too. He didn't clear him this time. There is somebody ridiculously slow, by the way, on the front straightaway. Who was that? Anybody else see that, or is it just me? I swear somebody was creeping along, like, just putt-putting on the inside. Yeah, there it is. I thought I wasn't seeing something. There should be a caution. Bob Schatz. Just a moment. Shouldn't the caution be out right now? He's stopped. Is there a caution? Throw the caution, NASCAR! He is stopped on the bottom of the track and they haven't thrown the caution. The man is just sitting in his car, twiddling his thumbs. They throw the caution now? Yeah, caution's out. My gosh, it took him a half a lap. He was just sitting there while cars were blowing around in full speed. I'm surprised they didn't throw the yellow. I mean, they would have thrown the yellow how slow he was on the front stretch when I saw him, honestly. Like, that's dangerous in and of itself. Then he was stopped. Matt Hunter, thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir. Thursday night football here on ESPN.
Alright, we got more feed stops. Fast forwarding through the commercial during the call.
Once again, today's race includes the Gillette Halfway Challenge.
Usually it does that for us, but this stream does not. Somebody else has stopped on the front stretch too. Look at this. That car stopping on the front stretch. Who was that?
You must name the driver who won the Gillette Halfway Challenge $10,000 reward to win the Chevrolet Lumina Z34. Now, let me tell you that the drivers that made up a lap, including Ernie Irvin, the three-car Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, and Jeff Bodine.
And there we see Bob Shack's car. They got the car started.
All right, well,
Now he's come to a stop again.
still made $121.32. That's not It's obviously not bad. So close to hitting that thing. 6 out of 8. His tires are yellow.
As answering your question, Davy Allison did change just 2 tires, 2 right side tires. That'll explain that quick pit stop. And also explaining Alan Kawicki's problem. He does not have first gear, as you heard Danny Glad say. And remember, NASCAR rules prohibit a crew from pushing a car out of the pits. It's a safety move. But NASCAR will allow you to push a car if you've lost a gear. And they've now given the Kawicki crew a chance to push their car out of the pits. And that'll probably save Kawicki maybe 5 or 6 seconds getting the car moving here on this pit stop.
Well, they were holding Bob Shack's car at the starting line. It did not stall. They were just holding it until the field came around. So we are still under our 3rd caution of the day. And we'll return with more live action right after these messages. Okay, Glenn, I'm going to give you some of this stuff.
What? What's Bob Jenkins giving her?
I'm going to give you Gillette, SeaWorld, and
Gillette, SeaWorld.
tires. Well, the number 11 car of Bill Elliott, the 7 car of Alan Kawicki, and the 28 car of Davy Allison. The top 3 in the points have now each led a lap, and so each has picked up the 5 bonus points.
They're back where they started.
They're right back where they started. Exactly.
Here comes the restart now. The green flag waves.
Jimmy Hinton is in 2nd place. The top starting 4th.
Martin 3rd, Harry Gant 4th, and Elliott is 5th.
Here comes Kyle Petty, the mellow yellow Pontiac, trying to get a lap back, trying to get by Davy Allison.
Kyle, of course, was one of those drivers that made a green flag pit stop just before the 2nd caution came out. Dale Jarrett right there, he also was one of those drivers. But Mark Martin's going to take care of both of them.
Oh! They cut away from that extra quick.
As he tries to take the lead.
Kyle Petty was absolutely sideways. He made contact with Davy Allison. He was sideways. I gotta go back to that. Kind of my fault for catching just the tail end of it. Watch this. Right as they cut the camera. Right here. Watch how sideways he gets. Woo-wee! He's dirt tracking it. What? Jeff Gordon gets a $100,000 bonus if he wins? It's because it's his first year start or something? That's the first I've heard that thrown around.
Does not appear to be suffering all that much. He's running a strong 3rd.
And he and Kyle Petty are 1 point apart. Jansen 4th, Kyle Petty 5th in the point standings, and on 1 point separating the two.
2001.
And it's the difference at the banquet of $35,000.
I didn't realize he was doing that. That's pretty cool.
Maybe not in your world it isn't, but
The difference in first and second is 670. Oh, a crash! Down the front shutaway.
Ken Schrader,
Oh my God.
Wally Donald back.
Darrell Waltrip.
Big wreck. Oh, who just slammed the inside?
Into turn number 1.
He's knocked the oil cooler off his car, and the oil is on fire.
Richard Petty.
Got a fire.
Is on fire. Petty has got the car started.
It'll go out. It'll go out. That was Richard yelling to his crew.
I was wondering. I was wondering who was yelling.
Yeah, I pulled up to the fire truck. Richard said, I pulled to the fire truck.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a great presence of mine, right?
And one away for the
Somebody hit hard against the inside wall.
Richard yelling to his crew. Get a fire point separating the two.
and it's the difference.
I wonder how that started. They were crowded up here. I wonder if that bottlenecked anything. That was around where Richard Petty was at. No, it wasn't. Never mind.
670.
I lied.
Down the front shutaway.
I wanted to see that again. No, I mean, there was crashing here. Watch, somebody pancakes the wall driver's side door first down here. Bam!
And Richard Petty is flaming going into turn number 1.
There's nowhere to go. Smoke,
And the oil is on.
cars hitting other cars.
In the turn as he, there is the king out of the car. And this may be the final farewell.
That's a tough way to go out
Walk away from it and wave to the nation.
in your last race.
The king back to the garage here in some better track.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's not quite an end of career that has been so great. Now here's the crash. That's Trickle. Ooh, look at Hollenbach get bumped around.
There's Richard Petty going in and hitting Darrell Waltrip.
Ouch.
The rest of these cars able to slow down without too much trouble.
I mean, that hurts because there's no safety barrier. And knowing these cars. Wow, that was a massive fire. I didn't realize the fire was that big.
As I said, right behind the left front fender.
Oh, what was that? There was a... Hang on, we gotta go back. Slow-mo replay caught it. I did not see that live.
Looks like the rest of these cars
Wow,
able to
that is
slow
a
down without
blaze.
Too much trouble. And Richard driving down to the fire truck, like you said.
Bring the fire to the firemen.
As I said, right behind the left.
No, watch it. Yeah, right here. I think that was the hood, potentially.
That was the hood I saw going up in the
Oh, yeah, right. I saw it, and then Benny Parsons saw it, like, right after I did. Like, immediately after.
Schrader's car, did it?
Not sure. I think so, yes.
Well, it almost blocked the track there for a moment.
I would guess that someone came off the corner on the outside of another car and the fellow didn't know he was there. Made contact. I don't...
6 cars involved in the crash, and it's going to take a while to clean it up because there are
Probably a red flag for this, I'd have to imagine.
damaged race cars and a
Track looks like it was blocked.
racetrack. It comes on.
With Bob as Kenny is okay. Kenny, what happened out there?
Trickle's right behind me, and I went in turn
Kenny
right
Schrader.
and he was like in the middle, and I turned from the top to the middle to get underneath Dale Jarrett, and he must have been a little tight. We just run out of space coming off 4. I mean, he caught me in the left rear just a little bit, but it's real tight over there, and I was trying to get underneath somebody, and he was trying to get underneath me, and we just run out of space.
Took some pretty heavy looks. Did you see Richard Petty come by?
No, I just saw a lot of smoke, a lot of stuff hitting.
Ken Schrader's car heavily damaged. He's okay. We might mention that Wally Dallenbach, Dick Trickle, and the other drivers most of them have walked past here and smiled and waved, even in defeat, guys.
And there's Ken Schrader's badly damaged Kodiak Chevrolet. He'll be back with the Rick Hendrick team in 1993.
I don't know if they're going to interview Richard Petty or not.
As the sponsor.
Green flag wave.
Fast forward to the restart.
Trying to get the lap back.
He gets in front of Martin.
Cars behind the leader. Bobby Hamilton, Harry Gant, Bill Elliott. And number 9 car is being driven by Chad Little.
a great job of driving that car. I don't know if there's something wrong with it or not. But
Yes, there is. There's something wrong with Kyle Petty's car. He's just not at the speed.
you can see him there on the outside of the black car with the green numbers. Here he is now going into turn 3. Might have got a little bit of help there from Sterling Marlin. That's why he went so high. Yeah.
It looked like he checked up, though, before the contact, because the 4 was closing in pretty fast from behind before the contact was actually initiated. Looked like Marlon was about to get sandwiched in the middle. Jojo, thanks for tuning into the stream.
From the Phillips 66 in-car camera being carried by Jimmy Hensley. Good run for Jimmy. He's being shown in 12th position.
No sponsorship yet for that team for 1993. Yarborough Motorsports, they're looking, hoping to keep things together.
There's a host of Pontiacs. Kyle Petty, Russell Wallace, Michael Walker.
I noticed that these guys have not been giving each other a lot of margin for error in this race. Despite the fact that there's been 2 decent-sized wrecks already.
Big surprise, Rick Mast after he won the pole said they'd be switching to 4.
Should have known how the race started on lap 2 with that hard crash that it was going to be that kind of a race the rest of the way.
Davis, remember, he's the guy that owns the number 1 car, the Baby Ruth 4 on the Busch Grand National Series. He signed a 5-year deal with Maxwell House and Bobby Labonte as his driver to run Winston Cup. 5 years.
And the worst-kept secret in racing, Rick Wilson as the replacement for Richard Petty. That was officially announced on Thursday.
Derek Cook very high, turns 1 and 2, almost got the wall.
Bill Harrigan, Bill Elliott, and Alan Kulwicki.
Yeah, looks like Kyle Petty's back up to speed now. We don't see him on the screen, but I said a moment ago, looks like he had a problem. I think he was just trying to get his heart pumping again, get his composure. That's why he slowed down to 1 and 2.
2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. Allison, Gant, Elliott, and Kulwicki. The leader of the race is Mark Martin.
And Kulwicki and Elliott have been around each other almost this whole race, really. Constantly battling with each other for position.
Race is just about a third over. There are 328 laps in this event, and we're now at 109. If points were awarded right now, Allison will be the winner of the Winston Cup.
There you go.
Running second.
Points as we run, Davy Allison's lead.
He's running fifth, and Elliott would be third. And now Mark Martin is trying to put Dale Earnhardt a lap down again.
Kind of forgot Mark Martin was leading the race right now.
And a good battle back of those guys.
Again, they're side by side.
Kulwicki has pulled alongside of Bill.
I don't know that Kulwicki's got enough speed to pull away from him, though, even if he gets around him.
It looked like they may have touched as they came off the corner.
They were awfully close, there's no doubt about it.
Bill Elliott's just been so good on the outside. Kulwicki's not good enough on the bottom to actually clear him.
Title, which is in the stock car world enough. He also wins $1 million.
Let's get crowded a little bit on corner entry this time.
That time drove in alongside Bill Elliott.
Heck of a battle.
Here they come off the corner once again. Very, very close to touching as they go down the back straightaway. You see Kulwicki back off this as they go in the corner. Remember that second lap crash between Red Bodine and Rick Wilson?
Still door to door.
He doesn't want to go in there and not have an air to lean on. That's why he backs off more.
He's so close to clearing him. That side draft right at the last second by Bill. Look at him round the middle of the corner. I was going to say, Ricky Rudd, he wants to get in there, but I think he realizes these two are going for the championship. He's like, I'm just going to sit and wait for a second. Now he's going to pick his spot. Oh, Kulwicki with a big block. That didn't work.
Ricky Rudd pulls on the back of Kulwicki, gets him a little bit loose. He tries to take that spot away.
Ooh, Ricky.
You'll remember a year ago at this time, Ricky Rudd was in the thick of the points battle, but 1992 has not been as good to him. He is 7th in points in
Those Tide paint schemes were a classic. Didn't matter who was driving the car.
Down here in the garage area, Richard, they're working on the car. Apparently,
Walter Rogers. There's Richard.
Well, we're looking to see what's going on. It busted the oil cooler in the radiator and it caught on fire, and I drove down there to the fire truck and got it put out. But I don't know that when it busted the oil cooler that it didn't run out of oil and mess up the bearings. So first thing I got to do is put it back together, then crank it up, and still got oil pressure. We might go out and run a few laps. The oil pressure's messed up, and naturally that's all over with. But no front fenders and nothing on it right now. It's tore up pretty bad.
You know, you'd rather go out in a blaze of glory, but you're almost out in a blaze today.
Yeah, wasn't the kind of blaze of glory I wanted to go out in, but the main thing is nobody got hurt in the wreck, and I've spent 35 years doing this, and I'm still walking around talking, so good Lord looked after me for a long time.
Now, if you don't get it fixed to get back out, will you still be hanging around for the end of the race ceremonies that were scheduled?
Well, we'll sort of play that beer, according to what everybody wants to do, and we'll take care of everybody.
All right, Richard Petty, despite the car catching on fire and sitting here in the garage in his last race, manages to flash that famous Petty smile.
And I hope that they can get that car back out and running. I would like to see the car on the racetrack when the checkered flag races. Well, Mark Martin is still the leader of the race, and he has not yet put Dale Earnhardt a lap down, and Dale is in 15th.
He was alongside Earnhardt just a moment ago, not able to get by.
But now that those tires have heated up, Earnhardt is running that high groove again, and he's been able to pull away just a little bit.
Let's watch the telemetry one more time. 183. 190 miles an hour just at the end of the back straightaway.
And that was just about the same as it was early in the race, as the sun will start to play a factor in this race, and in fact it is already.
Look at the speed. Look at the speed. 191 miles an hour.
With very little visibility.
It's easy for you to say.
Slow car down to the bottom.
Taking third position from Harry Gant. Gant is fourth, Kawicki is fifth, and the top five are all in the points race.
Wow.
This is an incredible.
Oh, so Harry Gant was the other driver that had a chance at the championship then, not Ernie Irvin.
And we're delighted you could join us.
Or maybe Martin was out of it. No, Martin would have been in it. Yeah, Ernie Irvin was the one out then. So that was the one we were wrong on, Noah. Harry Gant. Chance at the championship.
Alrighty. Lynn, Gillette, please. Page 1, I believe, is the third one. Yeah. Thank you.
Back to the coverage.
In Bill Elliott's situation, that's continued.
Nope, not yet.
Having a great run in there.
There we go.
Brandon
Here we go.
Toby, first trim out for it.
I thought that was a Bush's car for a second. It's like, I didn't know they sponsored NASCAR back then. Purex.
In that position.
And there's no choice about it yet. Earnhardt, that's how he got 2 laps in. He ran out of gas, and he couldn't get the car restarted. He lost 2 laps on that first pit stop, where most of them only lost to 1 lap.
And right now, Earnhardt is moving away from Mark Martin. Martin might be slowing down a little bit because Bill Elliott is catching him.
And Kawicki's not letting Bill Elliott go any place, and he's not shadowing him.
Still right there with him.
And we time 5 consecutive laps and now bring you the results with a Big A Auto Parts on-track interval. We time Martin and Elliott to see whether or not the interval
Elliott
was
looks a
closing
bit
down.
quicker.
Indeed, it did close down on 5 consecutive laps. It went from an interval of 2.4 seconds on lap 120 down to 1.8 seconds on lap 124.
Just over a half a second. And we can see how consistent Bill Elliott was. 32-1 every lap except that one, and that's when he passed the slower car, I'm sure.
Yeah, Ricky Rudd kind of got in the way of Alan Kulwicki there for a little bit, but once he was able to steer clear of him, he caught right back up to Elliott again.
Mark. Not very much racetrack between them.
No. I tell you what, this has been a classic run for a championship. Bill Elliott, Alan Kulwicki, we couldn't ask any two to do any more than they're doing. Just as hard as they can go each and every lap.
And I'm not a big cliche fan, and I almost hesitate to to say this, but I don't know how else to make the point that the cream has risen to the top in this race because the guys that are running for the points championship are running right up there toward the front and in the front in some cases.
And Dale Earnhardt trying. He was definitely like to get a victory today. He was trying to salvage some of his season in 1992. Only one victory for the defending Winston Cup.
And Ricky Rudd's still hanging in there with Alan Kulwicki.
Here's an auto light field summary for you. Watch for your favorite driver. This is how they crossed the line last time around. 1 lap ago.
Dale Earnhardt back in 15th. Clearly left.
There's Dale. He has pulled away from Mark by a whole bunch.
Man, a lot of guys out already.
And Ricky Rudd is slowing. Our fourth race car slowing dramatically.
The winner at Dover. Not
Mechanical issue for Ricky Rudd. Out of gas.
And the guy that is
Is he out of gas? I mean, they should be about the edge of the pit stops again. Well, no, because...
the pace and the report is he's lost his power steering.
Oh,
Oh, man.
lost power steering. Never mind.
We're trying to rush this thing.
That's crazy how quick he fell off.
The problem is usually they didn't have power steering, but they adjusted the front end so he could drive the car. Now with power steering, the front end adjuster makes it almost impossible to turn it like most cars on the street.
But remember a few years ago, of course, they had changed some with radial tires in particular with the different settings of the front end to accommodate the radials. But Earnhardt lost power steering, wasn't it, at Bristol? One of the toughest tracks on the circuit, and only win the race.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yep. Rudd has an 82-point lead on Darrell Waltrip in the point standings. There's King Richard Petty, who is at the moment out of the Hooters 500, being led by Mark Martin.
Did we? Yeah.
I was yelling at you in the dog bag, but Earnhardt is hooked up, man.
Martin now runs to third. Yeah.
I think it's hard to put.
Yep. Got to get a little quicker on that.
Trying to win his second Winston Cup. He did it in 1988. Bill Elliott leads the Hooters 500. Second place belongs to Alan Kulwicki. And Mark Martin, who was leading this race just a few laps ago, has fallen all the way back to third position.
Oh, there you have it. Mark Martin loses the lead.
Bill Elliott now is at the
Back to
front.
third.
Here's how Mark lost the lead.
It's amazing how quick
Turn 3, Bill Elliott
they
just pulled
caught
up
and
on
pulled
the
away
inside.
from him.
Martin realizes he's there as they come off the corner. Elliott has the momentum.
Looked like he just kind of surrendered it.
Goes right by.
No fight there.
Long after that, Alan Kulwicki took the second position away.
His pace is way off, though.
Now here's Davy Allison.
Davy Allison's had that fender flare of the car this whole time. It doesn't look like it's really... I mean, it has to affect it somewhat.
And the number 12.
Because if it wasn't there, you would imagine he'd be a little bit quicker.
And Bobby Allison's car currently
Like maybe he could potentially be leading the race, but it's not the case. He needs somebody to bash his left rear fender just a little bit that just crunches it back inwards. Flattens it out a bit more.
Bodine could get by. Spencer get by. Put him back to 8. Time at this point about the limit.
It would appear to me that several of these cars need pit stops. We're going to be expecting that.
It'll be long, I tell you.
Ready to Cadillacs?
Looks like Bodine is able to make the pass. He has. Now Davy's back at 7.
While we watch this, we will tell you that Ricky Rudd has been able to hold on to fifth position despite the loss of the
Eduardo Bruno, thanks for tuning into the stream.
Adjusted to it pretty quickly. Had to be a shock when that thing went out. You know, what in the world has gone wrong here? Is it going to turn when it gets to the corners? But once he
today. It is Georgia's Bill Elliott from Dawsonville. Now they're second and third. Kowicki, a Wisconsin driver. And Mark Martin, originally from Indiana. Jerry, what's the problem on that car?
Now Mark Martin's radioed and told his crew the car is getting very, very loose. Steve Mills told me they will plan to bring him in around lap 147. That's about 3.5 laps away. So we'll watch and see if they bring the Valvoline car in and put some fresh tires on in about 3 laps.
Well, 3 laps away from more pit stops.
From his in-car camera.
I would definitely expect Mark Martin to be one of the first to the pits, considering how much he's fallen off over this run compared to the 2 cars ahead of him now. Wow, look at how tight that is. 11 points separate first through third in the standings as they run. That's not factoring in the fact that Bill Elliott's got a chance to get the most laps led at this point, with leading currently.
There is Spencer in the number 12 car. And leg speed.
Just as we were talking about Morgan Shepherd, you know, slowing on the racetrack just before the big wreck happened. Well, Morgan is still out there running for his fans. He is 3 laps down, currently being shown in 27th position, but the sit-go Ford is still out there running.
There they are. Morgan Shepherd inside the sit-go Ford.
He's running pretty good now. I don't know what might have happened if he had an ignition go out or what happened, but he seems to be running fairly strong right now.
These 24-degree banks don't look very steep.
No, they don't knock from inside that race car. Believe me, that's exactly the view you see from inside that seat. They look about flat.
Bill Elliott continues to lead in the Budweiser scores for Junior Johnson and Tim Brewer.
Exactly, no.
Their second place, Kowicki, and third, Mark Martin. Now, Jerry indicated that about lap 147 was the target for a pit stop on the Martin car.
They're doing a good job on the broadcast, so updating that every so often.
So maybe he will be coming in this lap.
I mean, it kind of stinks they couldn't have it on the screen the entire time like they do now, but obviously the technology wasn't as advanced. They're still updating it every probably 10 laps or so, really.
Hoping for a caution, but he didn't get it. So
In the middle portion of the race, they've been updating it a lot more as we're getting closer to the finish. I'm sure that'll be the case
Absolutely not.
as it gets down towards the very end. Because they're only around halfway right now. Maybe just past halfway.
Waiting for Martin to come in. In fact, Martin should be coming in next time by. Earnhardt brings the good race.
We had a big wreck. They restarted at like lap 104, I think it was.
Car running very well. They think that it may not have been a valve spring, but honestly, the announcers think he may have a pinhole in the header causing the car to shudder a little bit. That's why the car is still running as well as it is. They have changed right side.
I think they're at 4th caution so far.
Fifth gear eagles on. Back with the lug nuts, fill it up with fuel, get ready to pull the jack, and Earnhardt is away.
now he'll find himself until the leader's pit about 2 laps down. But they have a pit stop coming up. If they don't get caught like they did before with that caution coming out, it could still be okay.
Oh, 6 wins at it?
Our
Man.
lowest recent win here in Atlanta was in 1990 Motorcraft spring race. Last time he won a fall race was in '89.
I don't think he was done winning there at this point yet either.
Continuing to lead. It looks like he has stretched out the advantage a little bit on Kowicki and Mark Martin. Martin staying out there.
I was going to say, he's definitely pitting as low as he was on entry. There he comes.
Down off the banking. Making sure he observes the speed limit on pit road, which is 55 miles an hour. Jerry from the roof cam.
I think mile and a half tracks, the pit road speed now is 45.
And Mark was trying to make this car
55 and 92.
Because realizing the other should be in between lap 154 and 157. He made it 3 extra laps, but the car was just
That's a
going
cool
away.
camera shot.
So now he brings the Valvoline Ford Thunderbird to a stop on pit road. Right side car is going up. Very, very very diligently cleaning the windshield. Remember, as the sun gets lower here in the afternoon, that is a critical part of the pit stop. Getting that windshield clean so the driver can see. Now left side tire is going out. They'll be able to correct that loose race car. All left up being fastened. He is down and away.
24-second pit stop for Mark Martin.
Wow. Amazing how far we've come. 24-second pit stop. Now they're less than 10. Even before the signal lug, though, I mean, they were still down sub 12. And they have less crew members over the wall. Makes it even more impressive. Be sure to hit the like button if you guys have not done so on the stream, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content once again. Currently sitting at 31 likes on the stream so far, so definitely hit the like. Run that up. We'll see if we can get to 50 by the end of the stream. Full wiki into the pits.
NASCAR has allowed his crew to push the car off the pit road, so we'll watch to make sure the car doesn't stall. That could cost him some valuable time, maybe even a lap, if the car were to stall. Here's Kowicki bringing the car number 7 in, hoping to pick up a win and a championship. Paul Andrews, the crew now. Danny Glad, go to work. We would expect to see a routine 4-tire change. Right by Kowicki, Davy Allison brings the Hamilton Ford Thunderbird. They are pitting nose to tail here on pit road. 7 on the bottom of your screen, 28 on the top. They've already put the left side tire down with the car. He puts into the assist. The car does fire and pulls away. They are still now working on Davy Allison, Hamilton Ford Thunderbird, our point leader, getting left side fire.
There's a lot more damage on that left rear. Bill's in.
And a 4-time winner in Atlanta Motor Speedway and the favorite son of many of the Georgia faithful in this capacity crowd today. Watch and wait as the Budweiser Ford Thunderbird comes to a halt. Tim Brewer and the crew go to work. Mike Hill. They all are changing all 4 tires, fueling the car. Henry Benville loads that 75-pound fuel can, shoves it against the left side of the car. Left side jack moves the car. Lug nuts going on. Fresh Goodyear Eagle. Bill sitting very patiently. And now 21.3 seconds.
Much faster pit stop for Elliott. 21.3 than Ricky Rudd. I mean, 3 seconds is crucial. That seemed like a pretty fast stop. Ernie Irvin's still out there. He has to pit yet. Here he gets it.
Just got here, Bob. It's going to be a 4-tire change. No chassis adjustment made yet. They're making sure they get the windshield clean. Jerry mentioned that's very critical this stage of the day. Right side tire's already on. Left side's going on. A smooth pit stop in motion. There again, waiting. And now finally down the way.
And the Skull Bandit rolls back out onto the racetrack. And Mark Martin is slowing here on the main.
Oh no, is he out? Is he out of gas? I don't think he pit yet. Oh, no, he's not out of gas because he's on throttle right now. Low motor for Mark Martin. Another one bites the dust.
We're walking along beside Steve Mills. Steve, what's wrong with the car?
Quit running, fan quit turning over. It popped a little bit of smoke out of the pipes coming in the first turn for a couple laps. And he said it shook real bad up the backstretch and figures he broke a crank or something.
We'll let him go over to the garage area. Thank you, Steve. Steve headed to the garage area here, talking to his driver, and apparently the day is over, and so is the championship hunt for Mark Martin.
And so there are now 5 still in contention for the NASCAR Winston Cup as Mark Martin, who won this race last year and who came into this event 6th in the points.
So fast he blew a motor.
Behind Davy Allison, coasts down pit road and will be resumed
That engine was a little too fast.
to the garage area.
He didn't even pit.
Pit road, and in fact, it's going to keep going.
They didn't break the cranks yet because it wouldn't be turning 4,000 RPM to the road for cranks yet.
Well, some of it's problem. There's the leader.
Sounded like he was still under power heavily. I'm surprised he just completely went through pit road, didn't pull into the box or into the garage at all.
Guys, as Mark Martin came by us on pit road, I was standing beside Steve Mill, who was running toward the garage area. We both stopped. The car came by, was sputtering. It seemed to catch fire, started sputtering again, so Mark continued back on the racetrack. They're hoping possibly it may be something less than inside the engine as they get to the halfway point here in the season finale.
Well, he's already a lap down, maybe 2. So now they're halfway. Long first half of the race. A couple hours in. A lot of yellows in the first half. A lot of big wrecks too. Probably some lengthy cautions with them. By a lot, I mean 2.
Irvin coming into the pits. Ted Musgrave had stayed out there. He was ahead of Elliott, but he's coming in right now.
Definitely some lengthy yellows.
Jeff Gordon might have a problem on the backstretch. He's going very slow. Maybe we'll know it is.
Going slow down pit road is Ernie Irvin. Jerry.
Oh, who is that?
Somewhat of an obstacle.
Look out. I think they were backing that car into the garage or something. Then there's another car trying to pit underneath him. And Ernie Irvin had to go around him. A lot of weird stuff that goes on in these older NASCAR races. Third race in the 90s watched, it seems like there's always something kind of weird with like officiating or something of that nature. Car backing up as another one's trying to get into the pits. Like, there's weird stuff like that. Like, that wouldn't happen nowadays.
Backstretch, he was able to make it into the pits, and might he have run out of fuel?
I don't know. They haven't put any in yet.
He stopped just a few laps ago, so he did not run out of fuel. Evidently, had a flat tire or something wrong with one of the tires.
Probably had a vibration. Didn't
It's got to be a flat tire because it looked like it was taking the jack man forever to jack the car up. Probably had troubles getting it underneath the car.
Working his way through the traffic, racing with Sterling Marlin. There is Bill Elliott and Alan Kulwicki. We will be back in just a moment to update you on the points in this 1992 season finale of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series.
We sure look alike, Jerry and I, sometimes. Standing here with Mark Martin in the garage area. And, Mark, we can see off the telemetry your RPMs just cut right in half down to about 4,000. You know what happened?
It acted like it burned a piston or something. Started smoking out the pipes. And, you know, the 42 and the 33 were at full song. There wasn't much we could do. We could have tried to run 60, 70 miles an hour around the racetrack and offended NASCAR and everybody else, but we weren't going to be situation, but, you know, just marking, I'd have to just say I'm awful proud of Jack Roush and Steve Meal and this whole Valvoline team, and I want to thank Goodyear for putting this on the greatest radials I've ever driven on here, and thank Folgers for hanging in there with us this year. We've had a real good year. We've got a lot to look forward to next year.
That's right. They certainly do have a lot to look forward to. In fact, Steve Neal says they're already working towards 1993. Bob?
2 wins in 1992 for Mark Martin at Martinsville and at Charlotte. This year is over as the Valvoline Ford is behind the wall. Well, things have kind of settled down here as we have completed 174 laps of this event. Bill Elliott is leading over Alan Kowicki. We'll be back in just a moment.
I think they cut back from break just to interview Mark Martin, and they cut such a 2023 Fox situation there.
Elliott, the Georgia native, in front of his hometown fans, leads the Hooters 500.
But every lap he leads, he goes by the start-finish line. Somewhere in that crowd, somebody's chanting for Bill.
Only about 15 car lengths behind Bill. He's steadily.
He's my favorite. That's my neighbor.
Not too far because you saw him there, Harry Gant is about to go a lap down. Dale Earnhardt just went around Harry Gant, so he has made up a lap.
Yeah, Kowicki had a couple seconds slower of a pit stop, but he's just railing him back in again
We'll watch that situation
over the course of the longer run.
Jerry, can you update us?
While we were in commercial, Bob, Davey just yelled to the crew, I think I run over something on the track and cut a left front tire. They all scampered up to the pit wall with tires. Davey said, wait a minute. He said, it may not be cut. It may just be a vibrating exhaust pipe. So he ran another lap. He backed off the throttle for about half a lap. He gave back the full ball. I think it's okay, guys. We're going to be all right. So just everyone's heart skipped a bit.
I mean, he definitely hit something. You can see the hole in the left front fender, right on the splitter.
To ninth position.
That car's getting beat to hell.
The King, because we're going to present a very important and special program, Portrait of the King, and that will be immediately following the live telecast of this Hooters 500. Dave Despade will be hosting that program, and it is a dandy. Elliott, the Georgia native, in front of his hometown fans, leads the Hooters 500. Alan Kowicki not too far behind in second place.
He's only about 15 car lengths behind Bill. He's steadily, inch by inch, gaining on the Budweiser Ford. It's not inch by inch. That's basically what it is, just inches.
Not too far because you saw him there, Harry Gant is about to go a lap down. Dale Earnhardt just went around Harry Gant, so he has made up a lap on him. Ray Earnhardt still running out in front of Elliott, and so now Gant has dropped to 12th. Earnhardt is 11th, but not too far from going a lap down. His car is definitely off the pace a little bit now from what it was earlier.
Here's Dale Earnhardt.
Earnhardt all the way up on the outside.
Then lost a lap and gained it back.
Seems like he's running a lot higher most of the way through the corner than everybody else.
Has got both of them back. He's still leading the car.
And there's Harry Gant, who is 12th, and the last car on the lead lap as Bill Elliott.
He's about to go a lap down because Bill's coming in hot. Hot and heavy.
Making it just 11 cars on the lead lap.
He closed right up on the back of Harry Gant. And here he goes.
He just rolls on the entry to the corner so much faster than everybody else. I feel like that's where he's beating almost everybody, really.
Now he'll try to pass him. Dave is running in.
He's able to drive it in so much more deeper. His car's got to be handling so much more, so much better.
And if you are just joining us, the situation is that King Richard Petty went out in a blaze of glory, but not the blaze that he wanted to. The car caught fire after he was involved in an accident here on the main straightaway. Richard is okay. However, the car is out of the race. Bill Elliott leads this event. Alan Kowicki is in second position. Davy Allison is in 8th. So it's still very much a heated points battle. 60 of the 184 laps. There have been 4 caution periods for a total of 29 circuits. There are 12 cars make that 11 now on the lead lap as Harry Gant has gone a lap down. 8 leaders and 16 lead changes, and the average speed is a little over 127 miles an hour. The drivers who have picked up 5 bonus points for leading.
Quite a few different leaders.
Who is out of the race? Earnhardt, Elliott, Irvin, Allison, Kowicki.
All big names.
And Brett Bodine, who led the first lap, but then was involved in a multi-car tangle down.
Most of the championship leaders, too.
The second lap.
They didn't have Mark Martin on that list.
Strickland and Brett Bodine were both taken to a local hospital to be checked out.
He definitely led laps.
Stanley Smith, Dick Trickle, Ken Schrader, Bob Shack, Richard Petty, Wally Dallenbach, Rich Bickle, and Jeff Gordon. And
We're missing some names.
to the garage area. Jeff Gordon, the most recent. Tony Glover leads the Mechanic of the Year standings
What?
for Western Auto as we see Harry Gant in the pits in the upper left.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Meal,
Mechanic of the
second
Year.
in the Mechanic of the Year standings, followed by Donnie Richardson.
How was that scored?
And Tim Root.
Unscheduled pit stop for Harry Gant as he slowed into Oldsmobile. He had slowed on the racetrack.
They get points for Mechanic of the Year.
The pace a little bit, apparently had a vibration or something, and it could be a bad shock, but he thought maybe it could be tires, so they changed all 4 tires. Now let's see.
Keeping you updated on the point situation all race long. If they were awarded right now.
Wow, 2 points. 2 points separates first through third as they run. Davy has fallen back, though, because he was up in the top 5 most of this race, and now he's back to 8th.
Guys, you think we're watching it upstairs? I'm in the Davy Allison pit. Now, this statistical sheet you're looking at right here was developed by Bob Lafford, who actually helped develop the current point system way back in 1975. We have Davy Allison in this column, Alan Kowicki, and Bill Elliott. Davy Allison currently won an 8th spot. That's how many points he would have. And if you turn and look at Alan Kowicki in second or an Elliott in first, that's what he would have. So they have
I like how they just have the guy in the background holding the sheet of paper up as they're zooming in.
Rather quickly here in the Allison pit.
And thank goodness for people like Nelson Crozier, who was holding that sheet.
Yeah.
One of those behind the
Bob
scenes
Jenkins,
guys
quick to note
played
that.
a very valuable role in presenting
Hey, he held it very steadily.
the telecast.
There's got to be some sort of a breeze out there. He was holding that piece of paper as steady as possible. Jeff Gordon's out.
His first NASCAR Winston Cup.
Gordon's had enough. Quietly, Jimmy Spencer's in third. Where did he come from? I feel like he's been nowhere near the front all race, and now he's up to third.
Who has the most victories? No, for second.
Apparently Ricky Rudd Apparently Ricky Rudd wants relief, and they went to get Jeff Gordon, but now, of course, they won't let Jeff Gordon get in the car because he's a rookie. So they're having to find someone else because Rudd fought that power steering problem.
But back up to speed. Here's another light field summary.
Trying to find a replacement for Ricky Rudd. Power steering issue. Throw Jeff Gordon in it. Here you go, Rook. First career race. Try driving this thing without power steering. Because Ricky Rudd is getting a little too tired. I'm curious to know exactly how far back Rudd's going to fall.
He goes high. Elliott running on the bottom of the racetrack. And here, Allison about to lose another spot.
Uh-oh. This is important here.
That would put Alan Kowicki in the lead.
This is dropping from first to third in points. This one position right here. That's how important it is. He's got a 2-point lead over 2 guys that are tied right now. He's got to start playing defense. Defense. I mean, that car's beaten and battered. I'm surprised he's still in the top 10, honestly. On a mile and a half, that's so aerodynamically dependent. He's got the lefter flared out. I mean, at least it has to be adding more downforce. You'd have to imagine the lefter flared out like that. But downforce also creates less speed down the straightaway specifically. Less straightaway speed, maybe a little bit better handling in the corner.
Indeed, it is going to be very, very critical. But let me show you what's going on here in the Davy Allison pit. They are getting very concerned about what's happening in the point battle. Davy's car not handling well. Gary Beveridge, Ryan Pemberton, and Joey Knuckles are building an aluminum patch in that clutch panel in the left rear of the car. Now they've taken a piece of aluminum and they have cut it. And now listen to Ryan Pemberton. Saying the car catches wind going in the corner and pitches to one side, causing Davy to lose a lot of time. So they're going to try to come in on the next scheduled stop, pull the left rear fender away, put this aluminum patch in, and hope that it works.
Well, you pull out all stops in the final race.
I'm curious to know how that's going to even work. How quick they're going to be able to make that change. Is it going to? I feel like he's going to lose too many more positions. Trying to do anything too extra. Oh, Earnhardt. Earnhardt's around.
And this is the caution that Davy needed to come in and get that work done if they're going to do it.
Boy, oh boy, Davy is living right today. Gets the caution flag at the right time.
Bill Elliott had just put a lap on.
Everybody's still full speed racing back to the liners. There's a car literally parked against the outside wall.
Earnhardt's car is
Oh my gosh.
at the bottom of the racetrack.
Safety? No such
Down the
thing.
backstretch, but he made contact with the wall in turn 2.
Not these days.
Left side pretty flat. Looks like the left side has been flattened out on that race car.
10 years before this, they had aluminum cans for race cars.
It's our 5th caution of the day, and it comes on lap 203. This is for 125 laps away.
Yeah, Dale had a tough day. He started off pretty good, but all went downhill once that caution came out earlier in the race for Michael Waltrip spinning in the middle of green flag stops, trapped in a lap down. Got his lap back, fell lap down again, and now he just spun out, backed into the wall.
Still talking to Davy. Now the race car has picked up the field, so the next time they'll be coming in the pits.
And it's will be open. There is the race car with the field in tow coming through corner number 3 now.
Got some Pete Stoltz coming up.
Allison catches up to the rear of the field.
You think you've seen confusion before? Just wait till he gets to the pits and they start trying to drill holes and pop rivets and tape and... Man, I wish I was there just to watch it. We see it's got some damage on the left front of that car. Something's hit the left front.
Well, Elliott, Kowicki, Spencer, Irvin, Rudd, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, Allison, Jeff Bodine, and Sterling Marlin all are on pit road. Jerry Davy is coming to you.
And pit road is extremely busy right now. Here is Davy
Oh, yeah.
and the crew now going.
A lot of cars in. That's a cool cam. And he sure is taking a sweet old time. I think it did take a lot longer to fuel the cars though back then, so they didn't have to go quite as quick. Bam! It's like the animations on NASCAR 21 Ignition. Let's get out the sledgehammer and just start wailing on the side of the car. Pretty cool to get the close-up camera angle though of them being able to do this. Especially in a championship situation like this.
Allison's car beat up in the front end.
Well, I mean, they definitely flattened it a little bit. I mean, they were never going to completely flatten it. But it does look like they helped it a little bit. Giving up a lot of track position, though, in the second half of the race. It's risky pay.
We are under caution for the 10th time this afternoon because of an incident involving Dale Earnhardt in turn number 2. Back in a moment.
Lap 204 of 328, so just over 100 to go. Get to the restart.
The shot of Davy coming down pit road, we can see
Oh.
a spot in the...
Come back down for more repairs, it looks.
Green will come out on lap 208.
Maybe top it off on fuel because they were at the tail end of the pack anyway.
Have a heart attack to that, so don't tell him whatever.
Restart at lap 208. Probably 2 more pit stops left, maybe 1.
And when you see how those two cars running side by side, it's slowing both of them down.
Kyle shown in 11th position.
Not sure exactly what the fuel window is for mile and a half this year.
Jimmy Spencer and Ernie Irvin are battling for position.
You're in that third place.
Yep. Dale Jarrett in car number 18 being shown 14th.
Oh boy.
Contact there in the backstretch.
It was close. Spencer goes by. Rusty Wallace is running fifth.
Jimmy Spencer still oh man, he got a little loose there.
And here comes Ernie.
He got loose and Ernie got underneath him.
He dives off the fourth corner to the
Jimmy Spencer having a solid run there.
virtually side by side.
You Earnhardt fans, he did make it back to the pits, and his car still sits on pit road. They're working on the GM Goodrich Chevrolet. Here's Kowicki trying to get by Elliott. He takes the lead and would win the championship right now. They would have
Oh man, he wasn't aggressive enough to slide up in front of him.
Coming back on the outside, but no. Kowicki is going to lead this lap by a half a car length.
Here comes Bill Mack. Takes the lead back.
That's the way to race for a championship.
That's the way to go for a championship.
Wow.
And the fans at home, I hope, are loving it, because we are.
I mean, these guys have been just so even with each other this whole race.
He's getting closer and closer.
He sure is.
Watch, he's right on the back bumper of both these cars now.
Yeah, he wants to get there and spoil it.
Now it's crunch time.
Kowicki holding the inside line and Elliott holding the high line.
Really is a master class.
Off the racetrack and take the lead from Elliott.
Well, both of these guys know that Davy Allison has had problems. And they say, let's forget about Davy. We're going to
Oh, 3 wide.
But here comes Ernie Irvin.
Back out there, boy.
Benny Parsons yelling at Ernie Irvin to back out of it. Back out of it, boy. Oh, jeez.
That scared them both. Then maybe they'll back off and get
He wants to win a race,
Here comes Kowicki back again.
even though they're battling for a championship. I mean, this is incredible.
Here comes Ernie. He's going to help.
And side by side for like 3 laps. Allen was so close to clearing him the first chance he got.
This racetrack.
I mean, it's almost like
Oh, Bill got loose that time.
$1 million bucks. Go
Yeah, Bill got loose. That was the opening that Kowicki need. Now Irvin to the inside of Elliott. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on.
Elliott for second.
Elliott's been getting some good runs off the outside. Oh, I don't know. He might clear.
Pick up second position.
Nope, not quite.
Bill back. They're side by side.
It's going to allow Kowicki to pull away, though. Definitely clear now. Bill's dropping backwards. First time he's lost the lead in a while, though. Since taking it away from Mark Martin a couple restarts ago. It wasn't really on a restart. It was over a long run. I mean, that's the thing, though. Bill's had such a good long-run car. But he's so equal with Kulwicki, though. It's going to be tough for him to catch back up. Under green. I feel like Bill's been towards the outside a lot, though. I don't even know if his car can run the bottom. Might want to consider trying it just because he's losing so many spots down there now. Pulling away quick.
Championship. Well, a whale of a view comes to us from Airship Shamu. The blimp represents SeaWorld parks in Florida, California, Ohio, and Texas. You get it?
It's amazing watching this race, though, from start to finish like this, and just seeing how close not only the points battle was throughout most of the... I mean, look at how far back Bill Elliott's fallen now, just after losing a couple spots. 20 points off the lead from Kulwicki. But not just the point standings, how close they've been with the top three the whole race, but just how close the racing has been between Kulwicki and Elliott. From start to up to this point, they have been so close to each other this whole race. They've been racing so hard, not giving each other really any room, and still able to drive their cars on the edge of control. It's definitely been a fun watch.
NASCAR's Winter Circle program in 1993, Ned.
First time probably in 10 years.
10 years. NASCAR has been off the Winter Circle program. Only 9 cars are eligible, and there's been 9 cars this year that have won twice. Earnhardt only won once.
You were talking about the driver who could pick up 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. At this point, Bill Elliott has led the most, 85.
Yeah, 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. For anybody wondering.
Here he comes back. Jimmy Spencer passed him just a couple of laps ago. Now Elliott trying to get back by Spencer.
Since Jimmy Spencer and Bobby Allison teamed up in this car at Charlotte, they've had a 4th, an 11th, a 5th, and currently Jimmy Spencer is running in 3rd position. Being pursued by Bill Elliott.
Tuned in the Swiss Grand National race from Hickory last week, and you saw Jimmy Spencer bump Joe Nemechek. Everyone thought it was deliberate. I talked to Spencer about that, not on tape, but I talked to him about it. He said, I would never be that stupid. I like the boy. He said, there was a car coming down pit road. Honest to God, I thought the guy was coming on the racetrack, so I went up in the middle of the racetrack.
Here's a field snapshot as you watch for your favorite driver and use the clock to tell how far behind the leader he is running on the racetrack.
Interesting.
Started the clock when the leader, Alan Kulwicki, tripped the line.
Gives you a good perspective how quickly they're able to make a lap. From this angle, I mean, I was going to say about a full lap already. It didn't feel like 30 seconds.
171.7 miles an hour already on that lap.
Thank you, Kenny Martin.
Ernie Irvin's actually somewhat keeping up with Kulwicki. Elliott back to 3rd. I think his car's starting to come alive on the long run again. Gives up that short run speed for the long run speed. I'd imagine the intermediate tracks are more prone to be going long run back in this day for a lot longer period of time, so it's probably good to be faster on the long run versus the short run.
Elliott is in 3rd. Kulwicki is the leader.
I mean, there were a lot of cautions in the first half of the race, but they're definitely getting a lot more green flag racing in the middle stages now towards the end. I think there's been 5 cautions total, but 4 of them were in the first, 108 laps or whatever, 120 laps.
Competition, and not the way he wanted to. He was involved in a crash. He's okay, but out of his last Winston Cup race. Back in just a moment.
100 to go. Oh, that was a replay from earlier. I thought I missed something.
Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, where Alan Kulwicki in the Hooters Ford leads the Hooters 500. The average speed of the race at this point is a little over 131 miles an hour. Bill Elliott is on the move. He has
Up
taken
to
over
P2.
second place from Ernie Irvin.
Had two from the front running cars and made pit stops. Jimmy Spencer just came in. Looked like he was...
Oh, Jimmy Spencer short pitting.
Doesn't make sense. What was that all about? I don't know. And,
Oh, it's not even short pitting because they're well outside the window to make it to the end.
All kinds of interesting things going on here. And it has been an interesting race to this point. It got off on a very bad note because as they completed lap number 1, we had the first crash of the race. It involved Brett Bodine in number 26 and the
That was on lap 2, by the way.
Rick Maz. Bodine with hard contact on the outside.
Man.
Hutch Strickland came along and hit Brett very, very hard. Both of those two drivers have been sent to a local hospital. During the fracas, it was Hutch Strickland who hit the left rear of Davy Allison.
Oh, that's how... I didn't even realize that's how his...
However, Davy has
His whole
not
race.
bothered him too much.
Wondering how he got that damage.
Then later in the race,
Come to find out it was on the lap 2 incident when...
as Dick Trickle and Ken Schrader
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how close Schrader was to going upside down. Hang on, watch.
Richard Petty, you can see
We've seen this replay a bunch throughout the race. I just now realized that Schrader almost flipped. Hang on. Yeah, now this is very slow, but you'll see him climb over the left front tire of somebody's race car. I don't know who he hit. Right here. Right here. Now watch him catch a little bit of air. Boom! And he came back down on all four. Both right sides were up off the ground, though. He almost rolled it. I didn't even notice that until just now, honestly. I just remember as it happened, seeing that car, you can't really see too well from that angle, smacking the inside wall, driver's side door first. There was a lot happening in that accident at once. A lot of hard hits. And a big fire at the end of it. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go and holding on for dear life. I'm wetting my pants as there's a big fire. I mean, it was a big fire. That camera angle doesn't do it justice. Most of the fire is coming out right around where the left side door was. Braxton! Funny how you can hear his radio like that so clearly.
Richard Petty directing the fire extinguishers. And now we move to more recent activity as Alan Kulwicki was able to pass Bill Elliott just a few laps ago and take the
Wow,
lead.
they were recapping the race.
And that's
We missed the pass for the lead.
as we speak. Alan Kulwicki is in front. Bill Elliott is running second. And Ernie Irvin is running in third position.
That didn't look like the actual pass for the lead itself. But
1 and 2, next in turn 2. He's doing everything he can to win a championship. Davy Allison, meanwhile, doing everything he can to protect his championship. Allison is now working his way up to the 6th spot.
And those two incidents that you mentioned, namely the pit stops by Spencer and Sterling Marlin, actually helped Davy.
Oh, yeah, moving up 2 position, that's 10 points.
There's Bill Elliott.
Actually, I think it'd be 9 points from where he was, but definitely helped.
There's Elliott trying his best to do all he can do. He has led the most laps of anyone.
Looking for the 28 car. There he is. Just ahead of Ricky Rudd.
He's past Rudd. Rudd did fix his power steering problem the last time.
Yeah, they had the hood up on the...
looks like they were able to push that left front fender down a little bit too. Doesn't look like there's a gaping hole in the splitter anymore.
Spencer came in for some gas, John.
Complicated than that, Bob. They came down on pit road because there was a big piece of paper stuck through the grill, and the engine was overheating. He may have stayed out a little bit too long because the crew just told me that they think the motor's about to blow.
Oh.
And also, Sterling Marlin changed 4 tires. He apparently felt like he had one going down.
I gotta say, it had to have been an unscheduled stop somehow because they were way outside the window when he pitted.
Those came just 30 laps after their regularly scheduled pit stop. We may be a little premature in telling you that Richard Petty is out of the race because they're working on the car. Hopefully he'll be on the track.
5 points separating Allison from Kulwicki. And Elliott's 6th place right now.
Champion Kulwicki second and Bill Elliott third.
Oh, Kulwicki's still in the lead. I thought they said Elliott passed him. Oh.
Are they going to go yellow? Yes, they do.
Yep.
Yellow is out.
Got a caution.
He dumped it.
Caution for a beautiful Wrangler scheme.
Bobby. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys, the thing with Ricky Rudd,
June at Atlanta Motor Speedway because of the blown engine on the number 90.
Beautiful looking car.
Bobby Killen Jr. dumped down some oil here on the main straightaway, and that brought out the caution flag. So
A little oil.
opportunity for these drivers to come in once again and get some fresh tires and some gasoline on the 2:42 lap mark.
I don't think they'll be able to make it the rest of the way on this fuel, so there'll be at least one more stop. Here comes the leader, Kulwicki, down pit road. Here's Elliott.
And Jerry Punch will be calling these pit stops.
and Benny, answering your question first, they will not be able to make it all the way unless Bill Elliott gets extra very good cast mileage. We're talking about 86 laps from here to lap 328 as they make their way down pit road. 7 on the top of your screen, 11 on the bottom, 7 come 11 are rolling the dice here in Atlanta. Watch the crews go to work as Alan Kulwicki's Hooters crew will change 4 tires on the top of your screen. All the Budweiser crew now going to work on Bill Elliott's car on the bottom. These two drivers vying for $1.4 million here in the last 86 laps.
Wow, that's how much the championship was at this time, $1.4 million.
4 tires being changed there.
A lot of money in 1992.
They all are scampering back on the track.
Especially when you consider the full field purse was $700,000. I mean, that's like twice the total purse of the whole field for this race.
And Rusty Wallace comes out in 3rd position.
That's more than winning the Daytona 500. I mean, as it should be. It is the season championship. It takes one race, one day to win the Daytona 500. It takes 36 days to win the championship. Although at this time period, it was like, what, 28 races in a season? Now it's 36. All right, get to the restart. Oh, yeah. I think they're getting up to speed, yeah. There's the restart. I think they're still on commercial. I don't know, it was hard to tell. Sorry if I spoiled it for anybody there trying to find where the restart was after that commercial break during the caution.
He's 17th, 3 laps down.
Hopefully most of you guys have watched this. Kyle Petty, he's a lap down. There's no way he's in second. I thought he was on the inside of Kulwicki when they restarted. Best points finish was 8th before this season. Compete for a title. And leading. Ernie Irvin.
Ernie Irvin, and it's all over for Davy.
Oh.
Well, he hit pretty well, I think. Ernie Irvin spinning, coming off of corner number 4.
That's tough.
Yeah, he's trying to pull away.
But he can't steer it.
But it won't turn.
It won't turn. The right front will not work. Well, now the right front won't work. He's broken the tire rod end off the car, so when they turn the steering wheel, the right front tire won't turn. And
Everybody's just racing around them as Davy's trying to get his car going. I think one of his crew members was running out to the pit wall.
The car will back up, but he cannot turn the car and move it ahead.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking for sure. Because he got back up to, what, 6, and he had about a 5-point lead or a 10-point lead on Kulwicki at the time. Points leader as they ran with less than 100 to go.
Down to 2. Will it be Alan Kulwicki or Bill Elliott? Davy Allison's
That's tough.
long, tough, emotional season has come to an end.
And folks, I hope you don't think that I'm pulling for Davy Allison or Alan Kulwicki or Bill Elliott. I just hate to see it because we had everything going so much. Their earning goes up high. We see the 4
Yeah, he got loose in the middle, then he tried to catch it off the exit when the car got light coming off the banking, and that's when he completely lost control.
Only 2 cars involved in the crash.
Nowhere for Davy to go on the outside in front of him.
Criticized for,
It's odd knowing that Ernie Irvan drives that car after the passing of Davy Allison,
concerns as to who wins the championship.
and that could have, I mean, that
But I'm glad to see the Davy Allison's out of the car.
was definitely costly in Davy winning the championship. We wouldn't know if he actually would have won it at that time period.
But there will be other years.
Of him
There's
wrecking.
No question about that, and I'm sure as Davy will tell you, if we do have an interview with him, he waves to the fans as he gets in the ambulance that regardless
Man,
of
what
what
could have
has
been.
happened here, he's had a tremendous season.
Once again, we'll watch Rusty Wallace. Ernie goes by. He
Wow.
Gets the car sideways.
What was that car he barely missed?
Comes back across the racetrack.
I mean, he missed Rusty and just got T-boned by Davy.
Jerry Punch.
Guys, obviously the mood here in the Davy Allison pit is quite somber, but let me tell you what Larry McReynolds said. You talk about a competitor. Now, Larry McReynolds is the crew chief for Davy Allison. He turned and said, guys, the championship may be over, but we're going to fix this car and still fight for 3rd, 4th, 5th, somewhere in the points. We're not going to quit. And all they took running up pit road to try to wait for the car to be pulled in. So
Yeah, I wonder where he actually ended up finishing in points then
And only for
this
the
season.
second time since 1979 will the points leader going into this final race not win the Winston Cup Championship.
Wow.
Davy Allison's Texaco Havoline Ford is on the record, headed back toward the garage area.
Imagine going from first in points to like finishing 6th in the last race of the season.
Medical center, but he was okay.
Potentially. I don't know if I don't think he finished 6th. I feel like he
His attempt to win
far enough ahead Kyle Petty and those guys.
near lap 254.
Harry Gant fell a lap down.
With more from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Forget that, huh?
oh, well, the best
More
they didn't
Pete
know it was
Stoltz.
one to go either. Sort of like yesterday. They were waiting to call him in for a gas and go, and they just started pounding their fists. So
Yeah, we got 71 laps to go. That's
71 to go. Probably still a little outside the fuel window, but some guys pitting. Leader staying out. Kulwicki and Elliott staying out.
and Elliott probably could make it. He did.
I think they're still on commercial. Ah! Second time I've missed the restart. There we go. Somebody did not get going on that outside. Who was that? It was like the 3rd place car didn't take off. Sorry for not shouting anybody out in the chat recently. My chat wasn't working on my phone. Sunshine Cool Water, Ice Demon King 92 Hammer, thanks for tuning in. Morgan Shepard, what are you doing? There was definite contact with Alan Kulwicki. I get he's trying to go for his first career win, but these guy's racing for a championship. Could you imagine Davy Allison wins the title, Elliott and Kulwicki get wrecked because Shepard's trying to battle for the race lead on a restart with like 70 to go? Actually, if they all wrecked, honestly, it'd probably end up going to somebody else. Mark Martin's out of it. Probably give Harry Gant the title or something. Harry Gant or Kyle Petty, NASCAR champion, because Ernie Irvan got loose, wrecked in front of Davy Allison. Mark Martin blew a motor earlier, and then Morgan Shepard over-aggressive, trying to battle Kulwicki for the lead, takes out the other two. And Elliott right back to second. Morgan already has a... Oh, my bad on that one. Not sure the timing on the years of Morgan Shepherd's career wins. I know he won at Atlanta 3 times. No surprise he's running well here. Elliott just... the way he charges the corner entry and just gets it to stick, and he just... Usually you see cars close in that much at corner entry, and then by the exit of the corner, they start slipping away again. With Bill, he'll charge the corner entry, he'll close the gap up, and then by the exit of the corner, he's still right there. Every time these two have been right with each other battling on the track all race, it's been edge of your seat excitement, and I'm sure this is going to be the same right here. Oh, Allen, he slipped up getting into the corner.
But
34 likes on the stream so far as well, so again, hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you haven't already. Don't forget, live commentary streams all weekend long, Saturday and Sunday this week. Just 2 days, but all 3 series will be racing a doubleheader on Saturday with the Truck and Xfinity at 2 and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard start times. Truck race first, Xfinity series after. Then the Cup race will go live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is that Mike Ditka? No, I'm kidding. Who is this guy? He looks like Mike Ditka. Sorry, Davey.
Over something in turn 3 earlier in the race, and we had to come in and repair the car from that. We caught a lucky caution flag, and I thought, all right, we're going to be okay now. And then I saw Ernie get loose over there in 4, and we just ran out of room. You know, I hate it for all of them guys in the garage area. Everybody at Robert Yates Racing deserves a lot better than this. And, you know, they deserve to win that championship this year, and we didn't get it. So we'll just go back and we'll get ready for next year, and we'll come out and try again. It just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, but Davey, with the up and down year you've had, you've certainly shown a championship heart.
Well, we appreciate all the support everybody has showed us, and you know, the fans have been great. All the letters of encouragement, the phone calls, and everything have been fantastic. And you know, we want to tell everybody we appreciate that, but this wasn't our year.
Davy Allison carried a great deal of momentum into 92 from the 91 season, and I think he'll keep that momentum going as we head for 1993. Didn't win the championship, but gave it everything he could. We'll be right back.
Oh, I still paused it.
Leads the next 20 or so will then become at least the person that would get the bonus points as of that moment.
I tell you what, I appreciate when people do all they can do. And I'm looking at 2 guys right now that's doing all they can possibly do. Every inch around that racetrack, they're going as hard as they can possibly go. Hitting the gas wide open as soon as they can, letting off as late as they can.
They're on the qualifying lap.
Every lap, trying desperately to win a race and a championship.
And Jerry Punch has
Benny, you and Ned and Bob are exactly right. Bill Elliott has been told that he needs to pass the 7 car. Well, what he's trying to do every lap with every ounce of horsepower that Budweiser Ford will muster. Alan Kawicki has been told by Danny Glad and the crew he must keep the 11 car behind him because if he gets past, he may not lead the most laps and he may lose the race and the championship. So these guys are running wide open these last 2 laps. This is what a championship is all about.
Yeah, that's where every lap is almost like the last lap because of the bonus points on the line and how close the championship already is between them and the running first and second. They've already got 5 bonus points for leading the lap, but another 5 for leading the most laps, and only one of them is going to be able to get it.
If the points are tied, when the checkered flag drops.
Got a piece of tape on the grill. Here's Earnhardt going a lot down.
I'm surprised Earnhardt's still in the race after crashing. It's getting close. I didn't realize Allen's led that many laps. He's clicking them away quickly. I remember Bill was at like 84, 85 for a while. I didn't realize it's been that long since he's led.
It isn't over yet, fans. Stay with us. The championship is still to be determined between Alan Kulwicki and Bill Elliott.
Break.
He has to take off in second gear. That's going to hurt him a little bit. Give Bill Elliott an advantage on the pit stop. That's why Kawicki is so important and he leads all these laps up until that last pit stop.
And Jerry Punch has a comment on pit road.
And Benny, when you think about what might happen right now, it seems that both the teams might consider just doing the gas and go around lap 306 and 307. And if that were to happen, obviously that would be a big advantage for Bill Elliott with first gear.
So,
Interesting. Fuel only potentially?
over by any stretch of the imagination. But once again, if Kawicki can lead about 30, 40 more laps, he can still win the championship. Here's the good battle. It's Spencer in the 12 car, Ricky Rudd.
Fifth, sixth, and seventh. The number 2 car of Rusty Wallace leads the parade down the backstretch, and he is fourth. So it's 4th, 5th, 5th, 7th.
Jeff Badine is running third. He's pretty far out front of this group.
To the inside.
We talked about Rudd getting a relief driver earlier on, but once they fixed the power steering, they said, I think I can drive this thing. Mark Martin went by. He had stood by in case Rudd needed some help. NASCAR would let Jeff Gordon, Rudd's teammate, get in the car because he's a rookie. And rookies get relief.
Jeff Gordon dropped out of the race a few laps ago, but they would not let him be a relief driver because of his rookie status. There you can see.
I didn't realize there's only 8 cars on the lead lap.
Field summary.
Michael Waltrip wrecked earlier, and he's still in the top 20. Earnhardt's 22 laps down.
This is the best race on the speedway.
A lot of cars, a lot of laps down that are still in the race and not completely out of it. Mr. Petty's 188 laps down. He's still in the race. Well, I should say still, meaning he came back in the race. He was obviously out for a long time. Andy, thanks for tuning in.
It's strange that Kyle Petty would run his car so low on the racetrack as he does at most racetracks. And Rockingham, he runs on that white line all the time. And his father was famous for running so high on the racetrack.
Richard always said the higher you run on the racetrack, the less distance you had to travel to the wall.
So his selection of racetrack is not in the genes. Moves up right in front of Spencer.
And the interval now between that group of cars and the leader, Alan Kulwicki. Comes up to lap Dave Marcus once again. Now Alan Kulwicki
said, you've been there while I do. I said, son, don't ask me. It's a long time ago when I've done it.
Points as of now.
10-point lead.
Include the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. Kowicki on top by 10 over Bill.
That does include Elliott leading the most laps.
Yes.
But it isn't the final.
If Kowicki goes in front the most times, then that would make it a 10-point swing for the 20 points that I talked about. And if there's Wall, Kowicki came down a little bit closer. We see Junior and Tim Brewer talking about things, trying to figure out, are we going to just gas only, tire? What are they going to do? John, what are they going to do down there?
Well, Tim, whenever he went to tell Junior what he wanted to do, he turned away from the camera, put his hand over his mouth, covered it so I couldn't even read his lips. So you know how Tim's such a poker player. But I think it's going to come down to, I think you'll see both of those guys duck on pit road at the same time and follow each other's lead. Wouldn't you think?
Well, I'm going to predict that he'll let. No, he has to make a pit stop, doesn't he? Yeah. So whoever does.
Yeah, no problem, man. Every Thursday, right here on the channel. Throwback Thursday live streams. Next week we'll watch a classic. I don't know what we'll watch next week. Actually, they're going to Dakota. We're gonna have to pick. I have to pick something different.
And put some fuel in the car, but he chose not to. Now that both these cars will have to make a pit stop.
We're talking about Benny being involved in championship battle. Let's not forget that.
I'll figure something out for next week though for Throwback Thursday. They've only had 2 races at COTA, so we can't watch any of those. Davy Allison coming back into the race. And he is now driving a modified.
NASCAR stock car. It looks like a modified.
Benny Parsons saying the same thing.
Trying to maintain a good finish. Jerry Punch is with Paul Andrews.
Well, let's see what we can find out from this end up there. Now, Paul, we're talking about pitting on lap, what, 306, 37, somewhere along there?
Yeah, something like that. You know, we'd be crazy if the tires on. Probably just going to gas and go. And, anything can happen. It's not over yet. We remember that checkered flag drop. But right now, it looks real good, though. We're real happy. We'll see what happens. The Hooters run real good. Alan's done a heck of a job running it all day.
Now, wait a minute. You've got no first gear. No first gear. It may be a gas and stop.
What about the Brickyard? What about it? I don't want to watch an old Indy race. They go to Indy later this year. I'll think of something. I'll keep it a surprise. Stay tuned. Have your alerts on, channel alerts on, and the community tab. Poll will be open on Monday as usual to vote on which race we'll watch next week. But I'll figure something out for next Thursday.
If something should happen to both of them and they drop out, Davy Allison could still win this championship.
That's right.
You're right. We were a little premature in saying it's all over for Davy. But certainly his chances are much less at this point. But Davy is back out on the racetrack after being involved in an incident here on the main straightaway.
Oh wow, they're getting close to the end here. 32 laps to go. I mean, it's reasonable to go gas only this late in the race, though, too. I'd do the same thing if I was playing any NASCAR game, honestly.
Hope you get well soon, buddy.
Yeah, good race driver.
Yep.
28 Havoline cars, your favorite of all time. Definitely a classic paint scheme for sure.
Aldrich sees Allen approaching quickly in the rearview mirror, and Michael heads for the inside of the racetrack to allow a clear path for Kowicki.
Nah, I won't watch an old Bristol race. They have 2 races at Bristol this year that we'll have a couple chances to watch. It'll probably be a track that isn't on NASCAR's schedule anymore. I'll say that much. I'll probably have a variation of old races from tracks they don't race at, honestly. I think that'd be kind of fun. Give us an opportunity to watch an old race.
Well, I don't know. It's time that he could have run out of gas.
20 years to the day, the Carolina Dodge Steelers 400 2003. I didn't realize that. It's an interesting fact.
We'll see.
Time machine coast to victory lane. To pit area, I should say.
I was gonna say he's not coasting the victory lane.
Do it. And he is indeed to the garage area, so apparently he does that.
Top break for Ricky. Couldn't take it anymore. He lost power steering middle of the race. I'm surprised he lasted that long, honestly.
Ricky Rudd is ready to approach it. He thinks he may have broken a camshaft, so he will head that car to the garage. Tough break after having such a good run here all afternoon.
Yeah, and Rudd will undoubtedly finish 7th in the point standings.
Even before the race started, he didn't stand much of a chance of moving in any direction. He could not move up to 6th. And it was a remote possibility that he would have dropped down to 8th, but Darrell Walters was the man in 8th and just had his problem.
Yep, could be Chicagoland, Riverside, Rockingham. I think would be a good track to watch an old race at too.
Davy Allison still out there, completing as many laps as possible.
Matt Wilson also welcome into the stream. JC, thanks for tuning in tonight. Kentucky, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of tracks that don't race at it anymore. We'll have a couple opportunities to do this throughout the year because actually I'll wait on Chicagoland. We'll watch an old Chicagoland race the week of the Chicago street race. So I won't have any Chicagoland races then in the community tab this week.
Changing left sides on the 15 car. I guess they feel like they need enough gas to make it the rest of the way. They can.
And I'm saving Wilkesboro for when they go there for the All-Star race.
That's pretty good strategy, man. They change those left side tires in about 10 seconds, and you need to put that much gas in it, so.
Yeah, because they don't have to go around the car to change the right side. That takes 3 or 4 seconds extra.
As we near the end of the race, we would like to, as per usual, thank all the NASCAR officials that have been so cooperative and helpful to us in our presentation of their events. Bill Friends, Les Richter, Dick Beatty, who's retiring at the end of this race. We wish him well in his retirement.
I don't think they would never thank the NASCAR officials towards the end of the season in a race like this for the championship. Look at how close it is, like 20 to go. Could you imagine like Rick Allen, 20 laps to go? 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. They're racing for the championship. Thank you to all the NASCAR officials for this great season as we're coming to a climactic close.
That's why Bill is closing in. Jerry, is that right?
That sounds like something Rick Allen would do, actually.
Now, by calculations, Kawicki would be really close at lap 307. But right now, guys, hey, it's lap 307.
Don't give him any ideas.
That possibly Kawicki will try to make it to 308, 309, maybe even a 310. If he can make it. Car number 12 on pit road, Jimmy Spencer, and we're awaiting the arrival of
Stephen Vassell, thanks for tuning in. Actually, no, this is a Motor City Blake Griffin jersey because he was in Detroit for a whole 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm a Pistons fan, if anybody wondering. I haven't worn a Pistons jersey in like 2-3 years. March Madness was starting today. It was sports day at work, so I decided to break out a basketball jersey. So I remember getting this jersey. It would have been 2018. I got one of Andre Drummond and a Blake Griffin. I've got like 3 Andre Drummond jerseys, but this style jersey though specifically I really liked. They have a different Motor City jersey that they break out every year, and this one is probably still to date my favorite of them. Yeah, Japan, that could be a good one. It was an exhibition race, so I think it wasn't a points race.
Yeah, that seems like it's just rolling the dice a little too much. Jerry, what are they thinking now?
They told Allen the pit that time by. Their calculations are it may not make it back. They said you
oh yeah, and don't want to run out of gas. So Alan Kulwicki coming in. Bill Elliott probably staying out a bit longer just in case there's a caution that traps Allen a lap down. That would win Bill the championship. I mean, they have less than 20 laps to go. I don't know exactly how many laps they have left. I went to commercial with 32 to go. They've been back for a little bit now, so there's probably around 20 laps left, maybe a little less. 3.4 seconds. They were not there long. I mean, they don't have much longer left in the race, so they think that's enough, I guess. That was a legitimate splash and go.
Look at that can. Did he get enough of it in there?
I tell you, the can still looks awfully heavy. And you got to wonder, they're going to bring the can over and weigh it. That's how you determine how much fuel they got in that can. And you got to wonder, boy, wouldn't that be something that losing them about a second and a half fuel, so they just put the can back up, they probably don't even want to know.
Now, there's not much they can do about it now. If they didn't get enough,
Yeah.
doesn't make it.
Yeah, run it until it's empty, even if they didn't get enough in. I don't even want to find out.
I don't know how quick a can will empty nowadays.
I don't blame them.
They have certainly got it.
I would have said the same thing.
Get it out of there in a hurry. They might be able to get 10 gallons out of there in about 8 or 9 seconds. So he was, what, 3.4 seconds that we clocked in there?
And you're right, Ed. He did not lose a lap. Bill Elliott is about a half straightaway behind him. The lead of the race is now Bill Elliott. Here comes Bill.
Here comes Elliott.
Bill Elliott's in.
Drops down off the banking. Here he comes, Jerry.
Bill Elliott heads down pit road in the Budweiser for
Bill is in.
This could decide the Winston Cup Championship. Tom Petty, smoking Pontiac, leaves a trail of smoke, and Elliott must drive through here on pit road. Tim Brewer and the crew standing by. Watch Henry Binfield. He's a veteran gas man. Gas going in the car. Sitting out. 3.4 seconds. Elliott is away for an identical pit stop. 3.4 seconds for both these guys. Who got enough fuel in to finish the race?
Both with identical pit stops.
Oh, there's a slow car coming out of the pits right in front of Elliott. Elliott had to merge pretty early.
Turn number 1. Can Elliott get up to speed and get the lead?
Yes, he will. He will have the lead when this all boils down. So far, Terry Labonte has not made a pit stop. He's still the leader.
Hey, he came in that last caution and kept his fuel off. He's going to try to go.
He's trying to go the rest of the way, so
As far as winning the race is concerned. But the championship,
Bill Elliott's going to lead 16 more laps.
16 to go. There's a lot of smoke somewhere.
so Bill Elliott, if he finishes,
Must be coming from pit road. Oh, there's a car parked.
Regardless of Labonte leading those laps,
There was a car parked on the inside of the racetrack.
Kawicki has led the most laps. Non-officially,
I was wondering where the smoke came from.
Boy, this thing is going to go down to the bitter end.
Hang on.
It's lap 3:15, and we still don't know.
They're cutting the commercial with 16 laps to go in the championship. Twitter would be losing their minds right now if this was
Play.
Twitter would have lost their damn minds at this point.
Allen would have led 103, and Bill 102. Both are awarded right now. Look at this. Kawicki would be the champion.
By 15 points
Yep.
because he's led the most laps. It would be a 10-point swing if Elliott could do it, and that was a difference of 1 lap. Is that not our man?
And now congratulations to Danny Glad, who has been named the Western Auto Mechanic of the race. No one has left their seat. Everyone is standing. Everyone on pit road.
Oh, Kyle Petty.
Kyle Petty is moving very slowly.
Oh, he's got a lot of smoke.
He's a moking engine, and he's been doing that.
He's moking.
You know what? When we see Kyle, he's just as low as he can possibly get. He's not in the racing group at all. He doesn't want to ruin this for anyone. But you know, Kawicki was supposed
NASCAR would have thrown a caution by now. Without a doubt.
those 3 laps.
I mean, you wonder, though, if there's any oil on the track. That's where it could get risky, you know, if you throw a caution.
yeah, I questioned it
NASCAR definitely would have thrown a yellow, though.
anyway, but they knew exactly what they
That's what they would want. Hey, let's have a restart with 2 laps to go for the championship.
Here is Elliott.
Kawicki right now is not trying to catch Bill Elliott. He's just
But this is 1992, not 2023.
in the position he's in and stay in front of Jeff Bodine. Jeff is a full.
I wonder if that's where all the smoke came from before.
He's not concerned about winning the race.
I swear there was a car parked against the inside wall, though, before that commercial break.
Jerry, any more on if Alan Kawicki got enough gas?
Well, the big concern here was exactly that.
Still a lot of smoke. That is not Kyle Petty. Somebody else is smoking, too. And 2 cars blowing up.
You can put 11 gallons in 6 seconds.
There's Petty.
So they got
5 to go.
right at 5.5
5 to go.
in 3.5 seconds. So it's going to be
Alan Kulwicki with a 15-point lead in the championship.
One more second on pit road. Clinched it.
We're watching Alan Kulwicki. He is not leading the race. He is second, but he is in the lead as far as the Winston Cup point standings.
So, I mean, ideally, he can lose 2 more positions and he'd still be the champion based off of where he's running right now, which I believe he's in second. So he can finish 4th with Elliott leading. With I should.
credit for leading the most laps. Therefore, they told Allen to back off.
Yeah.
Give Bill the race. Conserve fuel. Who will win us?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly right. Just what we
Save
said
fuel.
minutes ago. If Bill leads the rest
Save,
of the
save.
way, Allen will have led the most.
I mean, caution comes out now. The race is over. They're not getting it restarted. They only have 4 to go. So,
What, 3 more laps, Ned? 3 more for Kulwicki?
3. My bad. 3 to go.
I tell you what a day this has been.
Elliott has a rather substantial lead.
But he can lose 2 more positions and still win the championship with Elliott winning the race because he led the most laps. Kulwicki did.
Substantial lead for Bill Elliott.
I didn't think he was on his. I mean, you wouldn't have thought he was going to get there because it took him quite a bit into this race where he led. And Elliott led 85 laps so early.
2 more laps for Kulwicki.
There's another. Oh, that's Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty. Oh my gosh. Kyle Petty's just been running on the apron of the racetrack with a blown engine for like 4 laps.
2 more laps to go, but he will be on the racetrack when the checkered flag drops. He was involved in a spectacular accident early in the race. Saw the car break.
They would have black flagged him if it wasn't his final race. Look how slow he's going.
White flag is out, causing some fire, but Richard is back out on the racetrack. The white flag is out. Now Alan Kulwicki comes down and gets it. There is less than 1 lap.
1 to go.
Half mile.
Slow cars everywhere.
At Atlanta Motor Speedway, we are not following the winner, the leader of the race. We are focused in on Alan Kulwicki, who is going to win the 1992 NASCAR Winston Cup and the $1 million bonus that goes with it. Bill Elliott comes off the 4th corner. He wins the Hooters 500. But Alan Kulwicki is coming off of corner number 4, knowing that he's winning.
Chills. I was waiting for it to settle in for me. It was like right as Kulwicki was crossing the start-finish line to get the checkered flag. I had a sharp chill go like down my spine. Sweet. Probably the last underdog champion in NASCAR history. To this point, at least. I mean,
Their Winston Cup victory
to this
in
date,
1992.
he is the most recent
Becomes the 21st
underdog champion.
NASCAR Winston Cup champion. It comes in his 7th full year of Winston Cup competition.
Great race, too. I mean, the 7 and the 11 went head-to-head all day.
Everything he could possibly do to gain the championship, but he came up short. And Richard Petty is taking one final lap around this racetrack as the fans salute him.
So many emotions that had to have been going on with everybody watching right now. It's like, wow, what a race. Oh, Petty's done.
He and Richard will probably collide because
Bill Elliott's a fan favorite. It's like he won, but you're somber because he didn't win the championship.
In Phoenix, he took what he called, and these are his words, a Polish
There we go.
victory.
Get to see the Polish victory there.
He's going to do it again.
This was his final career win, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right on saying that? He had 5 career wins. I think this was it. I think pulled a Daniel Hemrick. Kind of. Not really. This wasn't his first career win. And it's a Cup Series.
Alan Kulwicki is the Winston Cup champion.
The original Polish victory lap.
Is again taking a backwards lap around Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Going the whole way around, too. Doesn't matter how big the track is. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm stupid. He didn't win the race. Why did I say that? I obviously know that happened.
What a deal, huh?
I don't even know why I said that. That's the lack of stamina kicking in after a long day of work and then coming home and streaming after for a few hours. Cool. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We'll listen to an interview with Alan Kulwicki and probably with Bill Elliott here, and then we'll end the stream after that.
It is all over. Bill Elliott wins the race. Alan Kulwicki finishes second and wins the 1992 NASCAR Winston Cup in dramatic style. What a race it's been, and we're glad you could have joined us for our Speed World coverage. Brought to you by Hooters Restaurants. Always delightful.
The Hooters car wins the championship in the Hooters 500.
Well, I think we're about ready. Here he comes.
And let's listen.
I have chills again. I thought I was done with that tonight.
Last time an owner-driver won the NASCAR Winston Cup.
It's like every other week I get chills watching these races.
And how appropriate on the day he retires, Alan Kulwicki becomes the first since then to win the title as driver and owner. Here's Jerry.
And, Bob, there were those that questioned his sanity 2 years ago when he turned down the likes of Junior Johnson and Bud Moore and Rick Hendrick to do it yourself. And Alan, today, it had to be all worthwhile. Congratulations.
I'll tell you, man, this is like living a dream here. The car ran great. Our engine was fantastic all day, and car handled real well. And the Goodyear tires, this is the fastest we've ever run at this track and the longest the tires have ever lasted. The Goodyear radials work great. I got to thank my sponsors, Hooters Restaurant, Naturally Fresh Salad Dressings, Classic Mixers, and Ford Motor Company. This Ford Thunderbird has been a great car for us all year long. We ran great. I led the most laps. I knew how far I had to go in a race to lead the most laps, and at that point, you know, there was no way that he could beat me. I was a little bit safe coming down pit road, and we lost first gear in the transmission on our first pit stop, so I had trouble getting out of the pits all
First
day
independent
long.
to win championships since
You know, I think that's
1960.
probably where he made up a little bit of time on me with the
Fun stat.
getting in and out of the pits because we were having transmission trouble, but at that point, I knew where we were. You know, I wanted to win the race because we had led quite a while, but there'll be other races, but this championship's what I wanted, and I just, you know, thank God for the fortune to be here and to be an American, compete on the Winston Cup circuit, man. When I moved down south years ago, this was my dream. I came in a pickup truck and a trailer, and I want to thank all the people that along the way in ASA and everywhere in my career have helped me, and, you know, I said that we made this, nickname this car the Underbird today. We're going into this race the underdog, and we ran good. I'm really proud of the whole team. Paul Andrews, Danny Glad, Ron Vaccaro, Randy Clary, the guys in the engine shop did great. There's more Gary Preziosi and Shane Parsons, Tony Gibson, Pete Jackson, Jeff Price, Tom Mount, on it, you know. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry, but it was a team effort. We've got a great team, and I'm really proud of him. I couldn't have done it without him. It's, you know, I said, this is a long answer to one question. Cut me off there.
That's fine, Alan. I know you're going to catch your breath. Let us just congratulate you again on becoming the 1992 Winston Cup champion. Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, this is just a storybook ending, having Hooters sponsor the race, and my dad's here, and just really wonderful.
Alan Kulwicki, how appropriate here in his 7th year of driving in Winston Cup that he would drive car number 7 to the Winston Cup Championship.
I didn't realize he was only in the Cup Series for that short amount of time. 7 years?
For the thousands of people here today and the millions watching around the world, we direct your attention up to turn 4. Ladies and gentlemen, where for the final time, the legend, the man, the king, Richard Petty, will say goodbye to all the millions of fans who have adored him for many, many years. So on your feet, Wade, and
I got more chills. I thought I was done. The second time. Feels like I'm watching this as it's happening. And the music too. I'm trying to get you in the feels with the music. That's the first ad I've gotten this whole
Remove
race.
hedging language and be direct. For example,
This song's a little cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of cheese in this song. I've been listening to the lyrics the whole time.
Being played on the public address system by Alabama, and it has been indeed an emotional few minutes. I think probably the most emotional was when Doyle Ford dropped the checkered flag as Richard went by there, signifying the end of the career. Let's go down to the Richard Petty car.
Last interview with race car driving Richard Petty.
Comes over, and there aren't many dry eyes down here. As Richard Petty, for the final time, will climb out of the STP Pontiac. Drivers, crew members from the garage area.
It's like he won the race.
Richard, it's been a wonderful 4 decades, and it's over.
Yeah, that's what I found out when I made that last lap. It's been wonderful. I mean, 35 years, the good Lord's looked after us all these years. And, yeah, I'm still walking around. I hate to got in the wreck and disappointed me and some of the fans, but the big deal is we're here talking to you when it's over with, and I wouldn't change none of it. I wouldn't trade nothing for nothing else.
Neither would we. Thank you so much, Richard, for all the members. Richard Petty walks out for the final time of the STP Pontiac, and coming up next, we'll have a very, very special tribute to the King. Have the hankies handy, folks, because it is something you don't want to miss. Let's check into victory lane with our race winner, John Kernan. John?
Well, Bill Elliott, you did just about everything you could. You won the race, but as you said when you climbed out of the car, hey, I won, but I lost.
Well, it's been a long year, and, regardless of what happens, it's been one of those type seasons. A lot of things have happened, and
Santa?
I'm just glad it's over with. This Budweiser Amaco
It's Tim Allen, Santa Claus.
team has done a fantastic job all year long. And to go out, win in the race, the last race Richard Petty will ever run in, I guess that says something. We've done about everything else. We didn't win the championship. And I think we're going to go up to Bill Elliott Ford tomorrow. We're going to have a hell of a car sale.
Okay, I'll see you there. Bill Elliott in victory lane, guys.
Congratulations to Bill Elliott, who did indeed give it everything he had, but came up just a few points short in his attempt to win his second Winston Cup championship. The quest for
Final
the Cup
standings.
10 separate first and second. It is the closest margin in NASCAR Winston Cup history.
Until 2011, when Carl Edwards and Tony Stewart
finishes third, Harry Gant fourth, and Kyle Petty finishes
had a
fifth
tie
in the point standings. As far as the race results are concerned, Bill Elliott was the winner, followed by Kowicki, Jeff Bodine, Jimmy Spencer, and Terry LaFleur.
How about Jimmy Spencer with a top 10?
Benny,
Ted Musgrave getting the top 10. Jimmy Hensley with a top 10.
I'm just so glad that I was here today to be a part of this because we...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up tonight's live commentary stream on the channel. Not live commentary, sorry. Tonight's Throwback Thursday stream on the channel. I will see you guys next Thursday. For those of you wondering what race we will watch, it'll be a classic race at a NASCAR track that is not currently on the schedule, so I'll figure something out for that when the time comes on Monday to post the community tab poll. Tomorrow on the channel, NASCAR 07 premiere. I can't wait for that one. It was probably my second favorite NASCAR game growing up as a kid, mainly because of the PSP version of the game, but I'll be playing it on the PS2. Still the same game. I can't wait. It'll be nostalgic for myself, just as tonight was. But we'll start that. Daytona 500 will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll actually live stream my dual race at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll live stream the dual race. Our Daytona 500 will be following that at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little bit of a break between streams. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, I'll see you guys back and better than ever again next time. Live commentary also this weekend for the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series. Truck Series at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday will go live, followed by the Xfinity Series at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. And then a Cup race on Sunday will go live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that. Have a good rest of your night, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.